begin the session. Once again, a warm greeting to you all. Namaste. And I welcome you all to this esteemed workshop organized by CSIR National Geophysical Research Institute, Dehradun. My apologies, Hyderabad. In association with Chhattisgarh State Renewable Energy Development Agency, Pandit Ravi Shankar Shukla University, Institute Innovation Council PRSU, and National Institute of Technology, Raipur. Today we are gathered here for a significant interaction, focusing on geothermal energy with a special emphasis on Tattapani Geothermal Province in Chhattisgarh, India. This event marks a pivotal moment as part of the One Week, One Theme initiative under the Energy and Energy Devices Program of CSIR India. Geothermal energy holds immense promise as a sustainable source of energy, power, and the Tattapani Geothermal Province stands as a beacon of potential in our quest for renewable source of energy solutions. Over the course of this workshop, we aim to delve into the opportunities and challenges presented by geothermal energy, exploring its applications, innovations, and the path forward towards a greener, more sustainable future. I encourage each of you to engage actively in today's discussion, share your insights, and forge collaborations that will undoubtedly contribute to advancing the understanding and utilization of geothermal resources. Thank you once again for being here, and let us make this interaction a very resourceful one. Now, in order to proceed with our event, I request our dignitaries, Dr. Prakash Kumar, Director CSIR NGRI, to accompany our chief guest, Professor Sachidanand Shukla, Vice Chancellor PRSU Raipur, our guest of honor, Dr. N.V. Ramana Rao, Principal Director NIT Raipur, and Professor Dr. Sarolkar, P.P. Sarolkar, Retired Director General GSI, to the dais. I request you to felicitate our guest with a word of praise. With that, we will begin with an auspicious event here. Lighting a lamp signifies the dispelling of darkness and the illumination of knowledge. It serves as a reminder that with focus and dedication, we can overcome any obstacle and achieve success. So now I request our dignitaries, accompanied by Dr. Lavani Ray and Professor Ninad Kotangar to light the lamp and grace this event. Director of NGRI, CSIR NGRI Hyderabad, Dr. Prakash Kumar. He is an esteemed Director of CSIR NGRI. His extensive work encompasses both active and passive seismology, with a particular focus on seismic and seismological instruments, including ocean bottom seismometers. His pioneering work on the lithosphere, asthenosphere boundary, and the seismic mapping of oceanic plates has earned his roots like German Research Center for Geoscience in Germany and the Earthquake Research Institute in the University of Tokyo. He has significantly contributed to the field of geophysics through his innovative methodologies and leadership of NGRI. With this, I request Dr. Prakash Kumar, Director, to address the audience.
Good morning, all of you. Professor Sashiram Shuklaji, Vice Chancellor, today's chief guest, Dr. N.V. Ramana Rao Sahab, Director NIT, Dr. Saruka Shah, retired CSI, dear colleagues from CSI, NGI, dignitaries from different organizations, students and press everywhere. First of all, let me extend my warm welcome to all of you to this very important event, CSIR. That is one week, one theme. Let me first also express my sincere gratitude and thanks to our chief guest and guest of honor for accepting this invitation and coming over here to grace this occasion. I must also thank to PRSU, IIC, CREDA and NIT for their kind support to host this important event of national interest here. Let me first brief one or two lines about this 1 week, one theme, this scheme. That on 6th of January 2023, during the Amrit Kal of CSIR, initiated a very ambitious and planned CSIR scheme that is called 1 week, 1 lab at the time 2023 by our Honorable Minister for Science and Technology, Dr. Jitendra Singh ji, and also our DG Madam, Dr. N. Kalai Sevri from Delhi. The purpose was to connect with the stakeholders, different industries, institutes, universities, and also to the common public in what we are doing, our research, our innovations, our work to show them our all legacies. And this was really very successful, celebrated all through India by all the 27 laboratories of CSIR. And seeing the success of this, Minister Sahab again suggested a 1 week, 1 theme program. Again, it is a pan CSIR of all the 37 CSIR laboratories will celebrate one after another to showcase their legacy, R&D, innovations, technology, breakthrough to the nations by various theme-wise this time. So such insightful program has really grown and flourished under the, of course, the visionary leadership of our Director General, Dr. Kalai Sevri Madam. So this is today we are going to celebrate the 1 week, 1 theme program under the theme of EED, Energy and Energy Devices, because CSI has divided 8 themes based on the subject. And this is a function of geothermal energy research is falling under the Energy and Energy Devices theme of CSI. So as you all know, this is a unconventional energy resources, renewable energy resources, and very important for India. Let me first brief one or two lines about CSI NGRI, National Geophysical Research Institute. It is a constituent laboratories of CSIR out of 37 devoted for carrying out the research in geophysical aspect. We have all the divisions of geophysics and also geology, geochemistry, geochronology under the same umbrella. So it is a unique laboratory, and mandate is to carry out the research to understand the Earth from surface to the center of the earth. Apart from this, our R&D aspect is also encompasses the resource evaluation, resource mapping, like hydrocarbon, the mineral, mapping of the groundwater, and also assessment and mitigation of hazard, earthquake hazard mainly. So, but apart from this, we are also working on unconventional energy resources like gas hydrates, shale gas, coal bed methane, and geothermal energy. So, time to time, we are also providing a very crucial inputs, strategic inputs to government, central government, and state governments regarding the infrastructure, regarding the energy and the resources. So this is all in brief about the AGRI. And recently we have started a multidisciplinary work on Ladakh region, which was not very, I think, in-depth studied geophysically for the mapping of resource and hazard-related things in Ladakh. We have started integrated work, including geophysics and also the geology, mapping of accurate for groundwater, and also energy securities like hydrocarbon, lithium, and application of AI, ML, geosciences. These are the new things we started. Actually, in fact, we have revamped again larger scale, comprehensive scale. So recently, NDRI completed 60 years of journey in research and development, and it is extensively carrying out the work all through the country. But apart from this, there is a group, heat flow, which is actually doing, which has been doing this for the last many years to understand the thermal structure of Earth subsurface. And as you know, the geothermal energy is a very important renewable energy for the country, and country is switching over from fossil fuel to the renewable energy sources. And this geothermal is one of the most important resource. And it has really attracted the attention of the global people. And it has a lot of advantages also. It is green, environmentally friendly, and it is abundant in India. Many places it has been found there, but we have to just understand its image, its sustainability, its depth, its extent, and then how to extract is another challenge. This has really, the impetus has come only from our Honorable Prime Minister's speech on UN regarding the attainment of net zero carbon emission nation by 2070. And also CSIS and Science and Technology Ministries have emphasized to carry out the geothermal research in India to attain at least 10 megawatt of power by 2030. So, but however, I would like to say that the research and the understanding of the geothermal in this country is really in a nascent state. It is not very well studied earlier, but in a bit this field we have, we know this one. GSI has done a lot of work earlier. India has also started doing, but these are a very small scale, not very economic way we try to see this resource. Taking this into consideration, CSR NGRI once carried out one brainstorming session in NGRI where not only stakeholders like Oil India CMD, Ministry of Earth Sciences, the Secretary, Dr. Ravi Chandra Shah, ONGC Energy Director, Ravi Saab, they all participated, including the Reliance, NTPC, and also CGWP, and all these people participated, and they came to know that we should carry out this one in future also. So with this team, CSR, NGRI, PRSU, GREDA, and NIT are jointly organizing this event interaction meet here in order to build a synergistic relationship between industry, institute, universities, and students, so that we can see how it will go ahead, where the dignitaries from different industries will participate and they will present their research, the present and the future forward. So with this, I like to stop here, but before that, I would again like to thank special thanks to CSIR, for providing us this great opportunity to celebrate 1 week, 1 theme program on geothermal research. And my special thanks to coordinator, LOC, and the various others who have shown their the utmost enthusiasm in arranging this event here very successfully. Sir, I would like to once more thank our chief guest and guest of honor for sparing their valuable time and coming over to grace this occasion. Let us see. I think at the end of the deliberation, we will come out with some of the meaningful results. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. Now I request Director CSIR NGRI to welcome our esteemed guest with bouquet of flowers. I request Shubhra to welcome Director CSIR NGRI with a bouquet of flowers. Thank you, sir. It is a great honor to introduce to you our esteemed Honorable Professor Sachidanand Shukla sir, here to our guest today, to our audience here today. He is a distinguished academician and the Vice Chancellor of Pandit Ravi Shankar Shukla University, Raipur. He has an extensive academic background with a strong focus on education and research. His leadership and vision have driven several initiatives aimed at enhancing the quality of higher education and fostering an environment of academic excellence. Professor Shukla's dedication to education and his impactful work make him a highly respectable figure in the academic community. With this, I request Professor Sachidanand Shukla sir to kindly address.
मंच पर उपस्थित आदरणीय प्रोफेसर राव, प्रोफेसर प्रकाश, प्रोफेसर क्या प्रमोद के साथ हमारे डेटा के रिप्रेजेंटेटिव्स, IIC-PRSU के रिप्रेजेंटेटिव, डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ जियोलॉजी के HOD, डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ केमिस्ट्री के HOD और जितने भी यहाँ पर सीनियर साइंटिस्ट हैं, मैं एकदम परफेक्ट एग्जाम्पल हूँ हॉट्समैन आउट का इस प्रोग्राम के लिए। जियोथर्मल एनर्जी के रेफरेंस में जब पहली बार CSIR के रिप्रेजेंटेटिव मेरे पास आए, अक्सर बैठे पीछे, तो मैंने उनसे कहा कि पहले तो हमको समझा ही जाओ कि ये क्या कंसेप्ट है, क्योंकि इसमें मेरी जो डेप्थ है, नॉलेज डेप्थ है, वो सिर्फ यहाँ तक कन्फाइंड है कि जो फ्यूचर है वो नॉन कन्वेंशनल एनर्जी सोर्सेस है और हम लोग लकी हैं कि हमारे यहाँ नॉन कन्वेंशनल एनर्जी सोर्स के ऊपर पिछले 2-3 वर्षों से रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी का BO कोर्स चल रहा है और इस साल से हमने इसका MSc कोर्स भी लॉन्च किया हुआ है। कुछ एक और चीज़ें हैं इंडियन कंटेक्स्ट में, हम उन लकी कंट्रीज में से हैं जहाँ पर हमारे पास नेचुरल रिसोर्सेज इतने ज़्यादा हैं कि पिछले कई 100 सालों से हम उसकी एक्सट्रैक्टिंग कर रहे हैं, लेकिन अभी भी वो बरकरार हैं और तमाम ऐसे स्टेट्स हैं जहाँ पर अभी भी वो ऐसे फॉर्म में हैं जिस पर रिसर्च की भी आवश्यकता है, जिसको यूज़ करने की भी ज़रूरत है। पिछले 3-4 सालों से इंडियन गवर्नमेंट इसके ऊपर काफ़ी फोकस कर रही है। छत्तीसगढ़ स्टेट स्पेशली इस मामले में प्रिविलेज्ड है कि यहाँ पर इस तरीके के जियोथर्मल रिसोर्सेज के अलावा तमाम और नॉन कन्वेंशनल रिसोर्सेज मौजूद हैं। जाहिर सी बात है कि ये जो आज का इंट्रैक्शन प्रोग्राम है वो इस पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से बहुत इम्पॉर्टेंट है कि एक ऐसा चर्नआउट प्रोसेस होना चाहिए कि हम अपने नेचुरल रिसोर्सेज को किस तरीके से उसका ऑप्टिमम यूज़ कर सकें, किस तरीके से उसका सोसाइटी कनेक्टिविटी या उसके जो बेनिफिट्स हैं वो सोसाइटी तक एक्सटेंड कर सकें और कोई एक ऐसा नया मॉडल तैयार कर सकें जो ग्लोबल लेवल पर रिप्रेजेंटेटिव मॉडल। मैं वाकई भाग्यशाली हूँ कि आपने हमारे इस प्लेस को चूज़ किया इस तरीके के प्रोग्राम के लिए और राव साहब का तो हमेशा ही मुझे कॉपरेशन मिलता रहता है और कभी भी आज तक कभी ऐसा नहीं हुआ है कि मैंने किसी काम के लिए आपको फ़ोन किया हो और आपने उसको मना किया हो। आप सबको बहुत सारी शुभकामनाएं। मैं वो कॉम्पिटेंट पर्सन नहीं हूँ जो इस कंटेस्ट में बहुत विस्तार से बातचीत कर सकूँ आपसे। मैं फिर से एक बार आप सबको शुभकामनाएं देता हूँ और आपको धन्यवाद देता हूँ प्रकाश साहब को कि आपने इस प्लेस को चूज़ किया इस तरीके के ऑर्गेनाइजेशन और इस तरीके के प्रोग्राम के लिए और आगे भविष्य में भी कभी इस तरीके के इनोवेटिव कंसेप्ट को लेकर के कोई प्रोग्राम हो तो ज़रूर हमारा जो यूनिवर्सिटी है ये हमेशा इसके लिए तैयार करेगा। बहुत बहुत
Thank you, Honorable Sir, for sharing your perspective and your vision. आपका modesty से आपने जो remark किया है guest को हम लोग बहुत ही we are really enlightened by your remarks here, and we also hope that with your vision we will be able to keep it forward. I am really delighted to introduce to you Dr. N.V. Ramana Rao. He is a director and a professor of Civil Engineering Department at the National Institute of Technology, Raipur. With extensive experience in academic and administrative roles, including positions at JNTU Hyderabad, Dr. Rao has published more than 186 papers and edited 3 books. He has received numerous awards, including the Outstanding Concrete Engineer Award and the State Best Teacher Award. Dr. Rao has also served on several prestigious committees and boards and has guided numerous MTech and PhD students. With this, I request Dr. N.V. Ramana Rao, Director of NIT Raipur, to address.
Thank you. A very distinguished Vice Chancellor, Professor Srijan Suklaji, Vice Chancellor PRSU Raipur, the Director CSRA NGRA, Dr. Prakash Kumar, Dr. Sarulkar, other distinguished participants from various institutes. At the outset, let me congratulate the National Geophysical Research Institute at Hyderabad for organizing such a wonderful event under the theme of 1 week, 1 theme scheme. In fact, I was associated last time also with 1 week, 1 lab scheme, where we had entered into an MOU in Ranchi in the presence of the Honorable Minister. So there we have, and that collaboration is working very well. So we should all realize that if you have a topic, we all can't do it alone, and we need to collaborate and cooperate. And that is where I think we sort of will be very happy to enter into MOU with organizations like CSR, NGRI, REDA Raipur, PRSU Raipur, IIC-PRSU Raipur, and jointly do projects because we have a lot of students who are actually engaged in good research, and we definitely spare them for activities like geothermal energy, an area which I think has to be harnessed for various issues including electricity generation, direct heating applications, industrial processes. So we all know that the geothermal energy is a sustainable type of energy and environmentally friendly, and it minimizes the greenhouse gases and has a very low environmental impact. In fact, most of our concern with the present day energy system is destroying the thermal power plants. It is creating pollution in the atmosphere, and these sort of non-reliable resources which the Honorable Vice Chancellor was mentioning, especially India is proud of it. I have been in Europe and USA, and there sun is a scarce resource. But here we have abundant sunlight for a large period of the year, and so we need to use our resources, energy, and direct our research to making use of this non-conventional type of resources like geothermal energy for production of energy and other applications. In fact, already a lot of demonstration has been done how dried steel plants, flash steel plants, and binary cycle power plants have been used for producing especially electricity and other things. So we need to do more work on it, and I'm glad that NGR has come forward and brought all these organizations to one umbrella. As far as NIT Raipur is concerned, sir, we will be very happy to definitely cooperate in your endeavor to further this, especially the Tattapani Geothermal province. Earlier, these reservoirs are only meant for tourism and healing purposes, they say, but now, science has proved that you can make use of that steam that is generated from them for better applications, and I am very happy that we have a very strong group at NIT Raipur in geology, where we do wonderful research and definitely we will cooperate. So with these few words, once again thank you, and thank you for your attention. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for enlightening us with your perspective. I would now like to introduce to you Dr. B.P. Salkar, sir. He's a retired Deputy Director of GSI, Kolkata. He has completed his postgraduate diploma in geothermal energy from Auckland University, New Zealand. He has worked extensively in coal exploration and exploration for geothermal resources since 1992. Among his many works, he has been associated with Tattapani geothermal energy, Ladakh, and in places like West Bengal as well. And he is now presently pursuing his efforts and putting efforts to initiate installation of geothermal power plant in Tattapani. With these few words, I request Salkar sir to address.
Good morning, everybody. And greetings to Dr. Prakash Kumar, Director CSI, India, Hyderabad. Our today's Chief Guest, Professor Chidananda Shukla, Vice Chancellor, and Dr. M.V. Ramana Rao, Director, NIT Raipur. I will give some brief introduction regarding the Tattapani and geothermal. Tattapani geothermal field actually was done by GSI almost 30 years before, and it has been continuous under various type of studies and investigations since then. Last year, CSRI GRI has taken initiative under 1 week 1 theme program to have a complete comprehensive program on the review of geothermal resources in India. And I think this is the next culmination today, that under 1 week 1 theme program that we have taken up. a specific field, that is the Tattapani geothermal field. As far as different geothermal fields in India are concerned, Puga Chimatam in Ladakh, then Manikaran in Himachal Pradesh, Tattapani in Chhattisgarh, and Bhakreshwar in West Bengal. Tattapani is one of the most promising fields next to the Puga. And it's now geothermal being a renewable energy. No doubt it was, we can say, the progress was stagnant for last so many years, mainly because we have ample thermal energy available in most of the fields, states. But now, to combat the greenhouse gas emission, geothermal is also getting importance, and the government of India has taken initiative to promote the geothermal energy. In this context, now from overall all India level, NGRI has taken up a lead to have the local stakeholders, that is universities, then public sector organizations like CREDA, who is actually working with Tattapani geothermal field, and other various organizations who have some interest in development of non-renewable energy as well as geothermal energy, and it is a certainly appreciable effort. As far as geothermal energy is concerned now, organizations like ONGC, they are trying to develop Puga. Then Singrani Cottage Company Limited, they have actually started working in Mangaluru, and at Mangaluru they are establishing a 20 kilowatt power plant based on the geothermal energy. There are efforts to do some other work in, we can say, Himachal Pradesh also by Oil India Limited, and this upsurge in the geothermal energy development will certainly help us in having not only commercial development of geothermal energy, but having a different type of research, particularly in the geothermal. Because besides electricity generation, geothermal energy is useful for the locals in what we call as direct heat utilization processes, that is refrigeration, then aquaculture, then greenhouse cultivation. Then there are small industries like sericulture, concrete block curing, etc. And the overall content of the water, particularly geothermal, there are some colloidal dissolved minerals like cesium, lithium, sulfur. They can also be extracted as a byproduct. So particularly these other aspects, we can have interaction with the local academic institutions to have a research oriented projects where we can try to extract the byproducts like lithium or cesium if it is available. We will have to do some work no doubt, but we can initiate this way. And this effort by the NGRI and the response given by the Raipur University as well as the NIT Raipur is certainly, I am sure, will take us forward to the development of geothermal field at Tattapani. Tattapani is poised for development, and this effort will certainly augment the overall efforts for the development of Tattapani geothermal field, which will be beneficial for the Chhattisgarh as well as this will have a feeder in overall geothermal resources of India. Thank you all, and thank you for calling me over here and taking the initiative with the specific theme of Tattapani geothermal field development and perspective. Thank you all.
For extending the horizon of our understanding about the geothermal, Tattapani geothermal province here in Chhattisgarh, and Dr. Lavani Ray, Senior Principal Scientist, for closing remarks.
Good morning, Director, IIC-PRSU, Vice Chancellor of Pandit Ravisankar University, Raipur, Secretary Bela, Director NIT, and Charan Prasad. It is a great pleasure moment for me on behalf of CSI and NGRI to give me closing remarks on inaugural function of the introduction meet on geothermal energy, special focus on Tattapani geothermal province, Chhattisgarh, as a part of 1 week on clean energy and energy development CSIR. Final instruction came to us from CSIR for organize the event at Raipur in the first week of the June, and immediately we contacted Rajiv Ganesha Preda, and from these references contacted Bodhan Kashyap in PRSU and Neeraj Shah in NIT. All of them cooperate enthusiastically, work day and night along with their respective colleagues and colleagues of CSIR and GRL to make the event possible. We have listened inspired talk of CSIR India, Director CSIR in GRL, addressed by chief guest and guest of honor of the event. Globally, among all renewable energy, geothermal energy also taking a remarkable place due to its special advantage such as less carbon emission, 24/7 availability even in the high altitude area, and less footprint. In India, lots of regional work have been carried out by GSI, NGRI and few more organizations to identify geothermal potential regions. Total about 380 hot springs have been identified with temperature ranges between 40 to 90 degrees centigrade. For the geothermal energy, this is the surface manifestation where we could get the geothermal potential region. With this investigation, we know geothermal potential zone in this vast country, which is also very remarkable work. Total 10 geothermal provinces have been demarcated. I want to mention that in each geothermal province is large region, and in each geothermal provinces there are more than one geothermal potential region. Therefore, total potential region for the geothermal energy are many. To get present status of the geothermal energy, as Director told, CSIR India organized one-day workshop in 2023 September and also a brainstorming session in the April 2024 to understand the view of the scientists, academician and stakeholder for the geothermal status of the country and how to go forward. It was concluded that we should now concentrate on the 3 regions now among the identified regions. First one is Uga Chamutam, where ONGC is in progress to put the power plant. GSI and NGRI both are continuously helping ONGC wherever they need expertise of these organizations. Second is Managuru, as Sarakar Shah told. That is also GSI, NGRI, ONGC working together according to their expertise. Third place is Tattapani in Chhattisgarh. Data and knowledge available till now indicate that this could be the second potential zone of the geothermal energy after Kuga and Jumatam. CSIR NGRI started to make an integrated geothermal model by using multi-parametric geophysical and geohydrological expertise, which will be primary requirement for any stakeholder. I hope we will be enlightened more after the technical session. Thank you.
Now I request Directors CSIR NGRI Hyderabad, Dr. Prakash Kumar, to felicitate our Chief Guest, Honorable Vice Chancellor, PRSU Raipur, Professor Sachidanand.
What we have is from the CSIS, from the institutional innovation council.
पे लग जाए
here to felicitate Dr. P.P. Sarolkar sir, Director, Deputy General, retired GSI. For the vote of thanks.
Respected dignitaries on the dais, all the dais, good morning everyone. On behalf of the organizers and all the participants here today, I'd like to express our sincere gratitude for a truly inspiring inaugural session. A very special thank you goes to our esteemed guest, Professor Sachidanand Suklasi, VC, PRSU. We are incredibly honored that you have taken your time out of your busy schedule to grace this occasion. A special recognition to our guest of honor, Dr. N.V. Ramarao Garu, Director NIT, for accepting our request and being here this student. We are indeed thankful to Sri Rajesh Singh Ranaji, CEO CREDA, who was guiding us throughout this workshop and making it a success. Special thanks to Dr. P.V. Sarolkar ji for gracing the occasion and bringing out the importance of geothermal scenario in our country. My heartfelt thanks to my director, Dr. Prakash Kumar ji, who has been instrumental in organizing this very important event and is relevant today. Behind every successful event, there is a teamwork, and the teamwork is led by Madam Dr. Labari Ray. Thank you, Madam, for making this interaction meet possible and successful. I will be failing short of my responsibility if I did not express my gratitude to my colleagues from CSR, NGRI, PRSU, IIC-PRSU, NIT, and CREDA, who are part of organizing committee and local organizing committee. A special thanks to the administration of CSR, NGRI, and PRSU for their support in organizing this interaction meet here. Thanks to the personnel from press and electronic media for widely covering this event. Let us give applause and heartfelt appreciation to all those who contributed to making this event a success. Finally, I would like to convey my gratitude to everyone here for taking the time to join us today and for assisting us in making this event a huge success. Thank you to every one of you. Jai Vidya. Thank you.
It is indeed a very auspicious and eventful day today. We will now be witnessing the signing of MOU between CSIR NTRI Hyderabad and PRSU Raipur.
लौट गए? ठीक है भाई, ले लेना सब और रात को बता देना कितनी बार जो गलती है अपना सब, ठीक है?
This event will now
the technical session, we have 7 presentations from different organizations, including the ICSR and so, the first presentation by Dr. Tattapani, Senior Principal Scientist and Head of Thermal Geophysics. Now I invite Dr. Tattapani.
I will talk about the geothermal energy exploration current research plan of CSIR in PRSU. For the benefit of the students, they will just take the introduction. For the benefit of the students, I will just start with the global energy scenario. Then geothermal energy in general, the geothermal energy global and Indian scenario, and expertise of CSIR in PRSU. Then I will tell the present research plan of CSIR in PRSU and preliminary research result. So, we all know the energy is the backbone of the any country. So, there are 2 types, non-renewable and renewable. And if we see the global average, then non-renewable energy source 86%, whereas renewable energy source 14%. In the renewable energy source, copper, hydro, wind, solar, biofuel, waste, and many others also. And geothermal is one of them. So, today our main focus is on the geothermal. So, what is geothermal? Geothermal means it is from the word only. Geothermal energy from the earth's heat. That is the energy for geothermal energy. So, first thing what we for the geothermal research for the surface manifestation. So, surface manifestation means hot spring or mineral deposit, or there are many other surface manifestation also. So, in the below, I have shown one model where it shows that this is the model for the India mainly. For the Iceland, etc., model is slightly different. But for the India, what is happening? The rainwater is percolating inside the earth for a long time, and it becomes hot and then come out from the different fractures. So when it comes from the shallow surface, it is called cold spring. When it comes in from the deeper surface, it becomes the hot spring. So another thing, we have to see the geothermal gradient. In the right side figure, I have shown the geothermal gradient. That means if it is 20 degree, 15 degree, 30 degree, it is normal geothermal gradient for any region. But if it is the geothermal area, then generally gradient is 60 degree, 80 degree like that. So we have to see, when we are searching for the geothermal, we first see the surface manifestation as well as the high geothermal gradient. Another parameter is heat production. That is also, if it is high, those are also the potential for the geothermal resources. This is, I wanted to show the advantages. So geothermal means from the temperature, what is the temperature? Depending upon that, we have 2 types of use, direct use and indirect use. Direct use means we use for the energy purpose, producing the energy. And indirect use means we produce the energy. And direct use means we use the water directly for different purposes, like the space heating or in the different factories, small industries. So what is the advantage? This is a renewable energy. It is available round the clock, and then it is scalable, reliable, and it has energy security also, and it is environment friendly. So now, here I wanted to show the comparison. So in the global average showing, I told 86 coming from the non-renewable source and 14% coming from the renewable source. In case of India, from the non-renewable it is 78%, but renewable is more than the global average, it is 22%. But if we see the geothermal, for the global average geothermal energy is around 1%. So in some countries like USA and Iceland, it is more. but it is average is coming in the 1%. But if we come in the Indian side, we have not still now started in this table. So what are the countries? In the top geothermal energy producing countries are these are shown the 10 top geothermal producing countries. Those are US, Indonesia, Philippines, Turkey, New Zealand, Kenya, Mexico, Italy. These are the main geothermal producing countries. And also Iceland is also one country, but when we see the percentage, then it comes in the lower side. Now in the right side figure, you can see the Indian geological map. So this has been prepared by GSI. So they have, in the morning I told, they have demarcated 10 geothermal provinces. These rectangular boxes showing the geothermal provinces. So one is in the Himalaya. You can see the Himalaya, there is a large box. So in that, within that box there will be many geothermal region. So 10 geothermal province does not mean that 10 geothermal region. There are many geothermal potential regions. And the Kuga, what I told in the morning, it is coming in the, Kuga is coming in the Himalaya. You can see Kuga and Chumatam. And here in this map, another thing you please note down that the pink color shows the hot spring temperature and the blue color shows the reservoir temperature. This has been calculated by GSI reservoir temperature from the geochemical. So we can see that the Kuga Chumatam has maximum surface temperature, means hot spring temperature, as well as the reservoir temperature. If we come in the next, then Tattapani is coming in the next, where the surface temperature from the hot spring as well as the reservoir temperature is high. So for the geothermal exploration, what are the parameters we need? So we need surface geological structure, subsurface geological structure, then we need thermal structure, and then we need reservoir depth and dimension. This is the most important, because how much depth we have to go for the reservoir, that is the most important thing, and then reservoir temperature, because according to the reservoir temperature we have to plan which type of plant we can do, and then origin and nature of the geothermal water. And these 5 is our aim for any geothermal region. And in GRI we have expertise. These are the expertise in GRI have. So we have gravity and magnetic division, which can give us subsurface density and susceptibility structure. And seismic can give subsurface velocity structure. So together they can produce the subsurface geological model. And then we have rock mechanics division, which can give the physical and mechanical properties of the rock, which is very much essential for any geothermal plant. And then we have thermal geophysics division, which can give the what is the heat flow, that is thermal gradient, etc. And then thermal properties of the rock. And finally they can give the subsurface thermal model. And we have hydrogeochemistry division, who can produce the water type, who can provide us the water type, origin of the reservoir temperature, and many more things. And we have shallow and deep conductive resistivity zone. We can find out by ERT, EPRI, and MT. These are all at the different resistivity methods. So they can give in the shallow surface to the deep surface how is the fracture zone and what is the reservoir depth. So all together we can get all these 5 category what I mentioned. All together we can arrive all these 5 category from our expertise. So now I will tell a brief about the different methods. So already I told, but I will slightly elaborate. So gravity and magnetic and seismic investigation together give subsurface geological model using density, susceptibility, and velocity distribution. They can give also reservoir dimension and fault structure. And then electrical imaging, ERT, EPRI, MT, they have different depth resolution. So ERT gives up to 200 to 300 meter, EPRI can give up to kilometer, 1 kilometer, and MT can give up to 5 or 10 kilometer, according to our necessity. So they give the 2D and 3D subsurface resistivity structure, mapping of the fracture zones and their interconnectivity, and then deep geothermal reservoir, what is the depth and what is the dimension also, and extent of the fault system. And the thermal geophysics, we can give the thermal gradient, then thermal conductivity and its variation with depth, which is very important for the thermal modeling, and then surface heat flow, then heat production as well as heat production of the rocks as well as the heat production model, and finally we can arrive 3D thermal modeling. And the geotechnical parameters, so we can measure the stress, strain, velocity, which are the very important parameter for any plant, geothermal plant. And in the hydrochemistry, geochemistry, geology, we have different facilities by which we can know the geochemical characteristics, composition and origin of the geothermal water, and then reservoir temperature estimation, then geochemical characterization of the rocks as well as in the geothermal province, and then geological mapping for structure by the structural geology. So now presently we are focusing on the two Tattapani Chhattisgarh. We have a project from CSIR which is for the 2 years 24 to 26. Here we got the maximum temperature. Recently we have measured 77 degrees centigrade. And Ladakh also we have started last year. It is a 3 years project, and already of course ONGC has started there for that plan. But whatever they need any investigation we are doing, and additionally we are doing in the Panami also, which is not touched by any other organization till now. So I will tell what will be deliverable. We are thinking for the different area, for the Chhattisgarh, Tattapani inside road, for each what we are thinking or for what is our plan. So we will do the subsurface geological model using seismic, gravity and magnetic resistivity data, and then thermophysical and mechanical properties of the rock, and then subsurface geological and thermal model up to 5 km depth, and reservoir water characterization, temperature, geochemical nature, source. So this will give the fill up the knowledge gaps. Our study will provide the knowledge gap fill, and then connection with the industry and stakeholders. In the Ladakh already there were some studies, but we are additionally we are trying to get shallow and deep resistivity structure, then thermophysical and mechanical properties of the rock, then subsurface geological and thermal model, and reservoir water characterization. Already there are many studies, but we are additionally doing something, getting some more parameters, and then continuation of the source in the two regions. We are trying to do this that whether Chamutang and Kuga both sources are connected or they are separated. So for that we are doing the airborne survey and with the surface gravity survey. And in the Panami, it is a new initiative. We already know that there are geothermal hot spring which gives the temperature of 75 degrees centigrade. There are not only one hot spring, there are another hot spring near Panami, that's name is Tamilung. So both the places temperature goes up to 75 degrees centigrade, but still now there is no study, geological, geophysical, nothing is available. So we are trying to do as much possible by our expertise. So what are the components working in the different field? So most of the components whatever we have, we are trying to put our effort in all the 3 regions now. So preliminary result from Tattapani. So recently we have started 2 months back in the Tattapani area some preliminary work. So what are the things I will just tell you. So this is the Tattapani geological map. So in the middle the Tattapani hot spring is located. So we could get some around 12 boreholes we could measure by the different private parties mainly. One is by AMD grid borehole TPP 10. So what we found generally that near the hot spring only the temperature is reflected. The first 2 cards what you are seeing in the right, black and blue, those are the near the hot spring, and all others slightly away from the hot spring, those are giving normal geothermal gradient around 14 or 15. So that means we have to, but this is in the large area, so we have to concentrate in near the hot spring and we have to know how the temperature is changing. And these are the temperature we have measured recently in the different bore wells as well as the hot spring. So we can see that temperature can go up to 75 degrees centigrade. So it is 68, 74 like that in different area. Some are from the borewell also. And this is the lab we are doing. So we have decided profile structure, selected few sites for the gravity magnetic in the base station, and then we obtained permission from the local offices and instructed officers of the PWD for information related to benchmark. So hopefully we will start both the studies in this year only. So what is our aim? In the Tattapani Chhattisgarh, we are aiming to arrive final model for setting a pilot scale geothermal power plant. In the Puga and Chamtam, we are trying to fill up the data and as well as knowledge gap. And Panamik and Chamlung, we are trying to understand the geothermal energy potential, whether potential is there or if the potential is there, how much it is. So we need research and industry connect. So NGRI and we want all the partners to collaborate together and do further study. Thank you. These are some questions.
Any of the audience have questions? Please, one or two.
Not then.
Yeah.
Last time you can ask.
Yes. If there are no questions, as mentioned, during lunchtime you can interact with Madam Lavani. Yeah, thank you, ma'am. I think Dr. Lavani covered the entire spectrum of CSR engineering research activities on geothermal energy, starting from engineering contributions and especially the integrative studies which we are focusing on geothermal energy. Thank you, ma'am. The next speaker for this technical session, Dr. P.V. Salolkar sir. He retired. He is
First, I am giving you the video of Tattapani, and this is how a geothermal field is sustainable. What we say, this borehole was built 32 years ago, and is still running, still continuously giving the same discharge, same temperature, and as well as you see the overall pressure and temperature conditions, which indicate the geothermal field is active and it is ready for utilization anytime for the positive purposes. This video was taken in April 2024. So this is a very recent one. Next one. So good morning everybody. Actually, this being a focus on Tattapani, I am giving some glimpses of Tattapani geothermal field. I won't go much detail into the geochemistry, geophysics, etc. But outcome of the results I will give. And the most important discussion, because I have been in meetings with very different organizations, the most important discussion is the financial part of it, investment part of it, and then profitability part of it, which particularly in India we are not aware much about because we have yet to start anything, very frankly. So I will be dealing with more with the economic, rather I won't say economic, the investment part of it for the geothermal project development, mostly based on the international references. This is the main geothermal hot springs in central region, Tattapani, then Babaya, then Anoni Samoni near Pachmari, then West Coast area and Utteshwar in Maharashtra. This is the location of Tattapani geothermal field. I think I don't need to explain further. And this is the field, actually geological map. If we see the geological map, the hot springs are associated along with a fault zone, which is called as the Tattapani fault, running north-northeast, south-southwest, and there is a steep contact between Gondwana formations in the north and we can say granitic gneiss and other related metamorphic formations in the south. So this is associated with the fault zone. now, here are 150.
So, these are the 5 boreholes which are producing, and this is the video version of that 23. We have done under the boron thermal logging also, and the boron thermal logging is showing us that the temperature is almost 120 degrees centigrade, maximum about 220 degrees of the depth, below which there is some cold water injection. But this also indicates that there are fracture zones and the field is active and there is insurgence of the hot water at shallow level also. Based on the overall, we can say thermal radial study and number of borers, 26 borers which we had already studied, thermal logging we had done GSI. This is a bitmap of the area, and the white spots which we are seeing, they indicate the extension of the geothermal field, and there is further extension to the small patch to the northeast of it also. So the main east-west extension is almost 3 kilometers. So geothermal field is not only at Tattapani but it is extending towards east for almost 3 kilometers. This is the 1,500 meter depth reservoir surface I have done. You see the bar shows the depth, 0 is the MSN and the depth elevation above and depth below. And if we see particularly the bluish part of it, it's showing that the reservoir is quite at a shallow depth, and it is a conical reservoir having slopes almost in all the directions, and mostly it is associated, the crest is along with the Tattapani fault. So the reservoir is continuous, it is on the both sides, and it is its continuation is in the depth also more than 1,500 meters. And actually presently I don't have the data here, but when we extrapolated the boreholes, it was found that around 2 kilometers of depth there are a number of boreholes which will give temperature around 180 to more than 200 degrees centigrade. So expected temperatures by other particularly aqueous geothermometers, they are matching with the thermal gradient studies also. I think this is not a very good slide, but I wouldn't refine it much. This कुछ भी नहीं है। This is the exosomes at the control fragment. And here we can see at the center, this is temperature thermal isotherm is more than 180 degrees centigrade, and the whole area if we see at the 1,500 meters depth is around geothermal field is 100 degrees centigrade. If we calculate, it comes to more than around 9.2 square kilometers at 1,500 feet depth, and so and temperature of 180 degrees centigrade particularly at the Tattapani crest area. Based on that, this was the vertical plan we have prepared, vertical section, and this is also confirming the continuation of the Tattapani. These are the borehole numbers 24, 4, 3, 7 and 15. So this distance if you see almost more than 1 kilometer is a very promising zone, and the yellow patch which is orange and yellow, they are also indicating the continuation of the geothermal field which is more than 50 meters. So at the depth we can get good temperatures here also. This is the binary cycle power plant. We get thermal water from the resource, then it is put in the heat exchanger, and the organic vapor is of low temperature is put in the turbine. That vapor is utilized to drive the turbine, and that low temperature organic liquid when vaporized it drives the turbine, and that way the electricity is generated. And then there is reinjection
injection or rejection of the thermal water in very different ways, including the direct utilization projects. Now, what is the main component of the geothermal any project? Drilling cost requires, that is based on the rock type and depth of the drilling. Then high temperature require, if there is a high temperature, certainly the drilling cost is more. But high temperature will give you the more production also. The more the discharge, more the production. And finally the water quality decides overall thing. But particularly in Indian geothermal field, Tattapani, Pune or even Bhubaneswar, the water quality is manageable for industrial purposes, so it is good for production purposes. And finally the method, binary cycle method and steam based method. Binary cycle gives comparatively lesser production, electricity generation, and whereas steam based is just like our thermal power plant, so it has more efficiency and more production. Now what is the, every time I had gone a number of meetings, then it is compared with the wind or solar energy cost of it. But if we see, this is an international study which says that the cost is compared to $3,000 per kilowatt for the wind energy, and capacity is taken into account. But in a magnetic system of geothermal, the geothermal energy is available for 24/7, whereas the wind or solar energy is available 8 to 9 hours. So geothermal energy is giving you almost 3 times the production. And that is why if we compare, taking this into account, the cost of geothermal production overall is comparatively less. Then this is the way exactly how binary cycle power plant and flash cost and steam based power plant will work. This is the production cost, that is overall production cost. If you see here, whether it's a binary or whether it's a steam based power plant, higher the temperature, lesser is the production cost and lesser is the investment required. This is a very simple principle. So resource temperature is very much important in geothermal field. So for getting more resource temperature, we have to generally go for the deeper level drilling so that our production is more. So that is the only major cost. Drilling is the major cost in geothermal field. Now, what is the, there are different, we can say, aspects of the geothermal field. That is, first thing is exploration, then drilling confirmation, then what we call as a well field development, then power plant, then this is contingency sum if there is anything required. This present value cost is then operation and maintenance, taxes, insurance, royalty and annual operating costs. Particularly taxes, insurance and royalty, that is in Western countries. And if you see here, the confirmation and well field development, these are the major cost, 23% and 32%. Means exploration is the main cost here, almost 50%, power plant is almost 25%, and the rest of the costs, they are comparatively much less. So if we are able to manage proper exploration, then certainly the geothermal, no doubt the investment initially is more, but in long term it is a commercially viable. This is same actually. The next one is, this is the actual case study of geothermal field where 3000 meter borehole was done. And what is the cost of drilling? The overall cost of drilling for 3000 meters is, no doubt it is a hard rock terrain, $5.87 million. Okay. Out of this $5.75 million, drilling cost is 52%, drilling consumables, diesel, then water, etc., then cementing, etc., that is around 23%, casing is 13%, and then the rest of the accessory and ancillaries, they are 10 to 15%. So, as we go deep, the cost of drilling increases, so we have to manage the drilling cost for any geothermal field. And there was a number of questions asked every time, what will be the cost of drilling. So most of the what is happening, most of the geothermal fields drilling is more than 2 kilometers to 3 to 4 kilometers. So for a lesser depth, 1000 meters or 500 meters drilling cost, they are not easily available. But these are the indicative cost, and this is the case study which was actually done. So these are certainly guidelines for planning any geothermal project in India. This is the overall costing of the project. In USA or particularly other countries, most of the geothermal plants, they are 10 megawatts and above. So costing for 1 megawatt or 5 megawatt is not very easily available. But this is one thing. Tattapani and mines, they have done an actual study for the temperature of 200 degrees centigrade and project life of 30 years. And the plant capacity, steam-based plant, power plant, it is 30 megawatts. So what are the different costs they have given? So final cost is including the drilling, power plant, then confirmation, exploration, what they call exploration 3.66 is the geological and geophysical exploration. Confirmation and well completion is the drilling exploration, then power plant, then overall capital, etc. And actually he has not added in for the 20 plant life operation and maintenance, but overall cost is $2.2 million for a 30 megawatt plant, US dollars, which comes at the present rate to 1691 crore rupees. If you convert this into per megawatt, it's around 50 crores per megawatt of electricity. But there are some ancillary uses, etc., which we have not included here. And once there is a re-injection, the maintenance cost, particularly drilling cost, automatically reduces. So closed cycle geothermal power plant and with a high temperature of 200 and above is certainly commercially viable, and they have been erecting such plants all over the world. This is another study which indicates how much investment is required. The hot sedimentary technique of geothermal resource, which can be, we can say, in Tattapani or Kuba, where temperatures are quite high. They are expecting $7.7 million per megawatt for the development of geothermal energy. This is Tattapani geothermal field. In any case, it's worth visiting once we have to take some project. Then what are the leverage costs? Now we have to see what is the input cost actually. But what is the, suppose we take a geothermal plant, then what is the overall general cost internationally? So what we are seeing here, the geothermal power cost is around 6 to 8 cents, that is cents per unit, depending on the resource, depending on the temperature and depending on the geographical conditions. NEDA has submitted one proposal for utilizing the present available resource, and based on the overall requirement for, we can say, maintenance, then power plant, then repairs of current boreholes, then available discharge, and total period of 20 years. We have not taken 30 years of the plant life, we have taken 20 years only to be on the safer side, and estimated flow of 1100 LPM. This is a very important thing in any plant, that is the internal rate of return, how much you expect. That is, we have taken moderate 10%, which is generally present in the bank rate. The cost per unit, if you go for 100 kilowatt plant with the available resources, is around 7 rupees. And I think that is a manageable 7 rupees, because this is a new one and particularly the resource is also very small. But if we go for the demonstration plant, we may expect cost of per unit 7 rupees, and I think subsidy can be given for such a demonstration plant by the government, or it can be taken under CSR. This is
this one more study I had conducted particularly for this only. So in Tattapani, suppose we have different temperatures and different capacities, what can be the cost of the production per unit? That is per unit how much we are going to pay. And so if we see for 1 megawatt we are expecting 7.6 rupees, and as the capacity increases, plant capacity increases, and as the temperature increases, 130, 150, 180, that is the temperature expected at the different depths in the same flow. Then we can go, we can get it per unit cost of around 6 rupees, 6 to 7, we can say 7 rupees also, around 6 rupees, which is certainly manageable. And proper technology and proper exploration, we can have it commercially viable in plant at Tattapani, competing with the international prices. This is the same one actually given in the bar chart. So what are the future possibilities of utilization? Geothermal energy power generation of 1500 meters to 2000 meters is expected to be around 30 megawatts for 20 years. Okay. So this is 30 megawatt of production is expected. And this also proves that the way Workis Iceland company has planned for the 10 megawatt power plant at Tattapani, it is certainly viable. Binary cycle is establishment is technology, and even at the temperature of 112 degrees centigrade complete, we can see parameters regarding the possible reservoir at the depth. Then collecting geological and drilling data may be used for reservoir modeling. This is very important because present data is via 3 meters and we have been extrapolating it to the 1500 meters. There is some limitation for extrapolation. So collecting the particularly deep drilling data and geological data will be useful in reservoir modeling. Research may be carried out to recover trace in materials like cesium, lithium, helium from the hot water. There is deposition. There are some plans actually which I have in mind, but once we start taking interest in it for the development, we can certainly go ahead for it. What are the constraints? The cost of geothermal power is always compared with the coal or solar power plant, which is very low. But the plant variety is quite long. There are geothermal plants working for more than 100 years in Italy and 50 to 60 years in New Zealand. So in long term, if we consider geothermal is also viable, and at present stage, no doubt we require some incentive from the government for taking up such geothermal projects, particularly in demonstration power plant. Solar or the central government should at least give some guidelines so that private parties and organizations can start taking interest in it. I think this is same one. The government incentive is getting the equipment and machinery required for the geothermal exploration and development is of effort should be continued. Then optimum tariff for the purchase of power should be decided either with incentive or the power generation the cost may be directly reimbursed. And government should provide funds for installing at least one demonstration geothermal power plant which can be at the fruitful near future. So I think this slide I don't give. Ultimately geothermal is a green energy and this substitutes lot of oil output if we start using geothermal energy. So my sincere thanks to Dr. Prakash Kumar, Director of CSRI, ERI for inviting me for participation in this conference and giving me opportunity to rather present my some little work before you. Thank you.
Maximum is around 77 degrees Celsius. What the recent measurement says.
No, that may be on the surface. Means that is a flow, on the outside flow you are talking about.
Yes.
I have actually measured in the pipeline and we have measured in the downlink also. OLGC and GSI had a project at least 2 times we have measured the downlink temperature, overall temperature and pressure. So So maximum temperature in the borehole we have got 120 degrees centigrade. And if you put a proper temperature gauges and pressure gauges on the near, you can say exhaust pipe or throw pipe, you will get temperature of 100 degrees, around 100 degrees centigrade in the surface.
Yeah, I remember your report that the surface temperature is close to 100, above 90 degrees.
Yes.
But what I am saying now is the
temperature which you have measured is of the flow, not in the pipe. It's when it's exposed to surface, automatically it gets cooled. And there is one report by myself and Mr. Sarokar and the last 2007 that we have with the GSI. In that report, we have monitored it for almost 2 months. There was project with NHPC, and you will get a very, very beautiful and very good reliable data there. And there are a number of other parameters also, including the what we can say hydrothermal operation studies, and then isotope studies, etc. That is going there. So if you can get it officially, try to get it. Otherwise, the paper is published, but presently, very frankly, my papers are not available with me because nowadays, because of that modern, what we can say, DOI, etc., sometimes I also have to purchase the paper.
Sir, because you have shown the temperature of around 180 degree at 1.5 kilometer.
Yes.
So, do we need to drill the boreholes up to 1.5 kilometer to generate the geothermal energy?
Actually, if you see that slide, this is which I have shown you. This is no doubt based on the borehole data extrapolated. But at 1,500 meters, we are getting a large area of 100 degrees centigrade and concentrated area of 150, 160, 180 degrees centigrade. It means in this particular area, 160, etc., is the upflow zone, and these are the surrounding area. So, if you want to get more temperature, suppose you want to get more temperature here, your borehole will be deeper comparatively. At center of the area, your borehole can be shallower around 1,500 meters or 2,000 meters. So that is how you have to plan the exploration.
Sir, whatever borehole you have extrapolated, that is up to 300 meters.
350 meters.
350 meters. Yes. And if we see the borehole profiles, all are disturbed. If we see the borehole profiles of GSI, all are disturbed. So how you have got the gradient now and how you have extrapolated?
What are disturbance?
Disturbed means disturbed by groundwater. Means for extrapolation we need gradient.
No, all are not disturbed by the ground. There are many boreholes, but now the production boreholes they are getting direct hot water. And once we go for the borehole login, we can get the zones where we are getting cold water injection. And there are a number of other boreholes which are dry. So dry boreholes we are getting good thermal gradient. And based on that, that is why outside we are getting comparatively deeper level of the reservoir. And then Tattapani area we are getting reservoir at very shallow depth. We are getting actually throughout around 55. I don't remember exactly, but around maximum around 100.
No, you have seen the atlas, whatever data is there, that only you see atlas, because that is in the public domain. Anyway,
atlas also these things are there.
Very broad picture you have presented. But do you think the cost is a little bit higher side or is it okay?
But these are the internal, these are the international costs. And they have very different type of regulations.
Yes.
If we come for India, I think ONGC just now in the morning itself they were discussing. But if we go for our indigenous technology, the cost will be, particularly drilling cost will be comparatively less.
I think initially whatever the cost is, probably this is the But in the long term, as we make progress, probably we'll go lesser and lesser price. I think.
Yes, but present position, if you go for a small plant, it will be around 10%. And the drilling cost, suppose you see the...
But the major part is the drilling probably.
Major part is the drilling. The 3 kilometer borehole will cost suppose $5.8 million what they are taking from the incentives, what we can say, accessories extra, they are at 50%.
Yeah.
If you go for the 1,000 meter borehole, the cost will be much less, not only 1/3, it will be lesser than 1/3.
Because these are not
for the between the cost depends based on the depth. 1,000 meter to 2,000 there will be different rate. 2,000 to 3,000 meter.
These are not core drilling. These are just simple drilling.
They will not be core drilling. They are rotary drilling. Or you can get at particular place only. But if you go for core drilling, then it cannot be completed in the required time.
Very nice.
So thank you all. Thank you for the patient hearing.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for covering the entire spectrum of Tattapani Geothermal province since 20 years. And also you covered the cost benefit analysis also. Hope the young minds will have a lot of questions. Maybe during lunch time you can have a discussions. Now we have the other presentation from Chhattisgarh Renewable Energy Government Agency, Sri Rajiv Jainji. Sir, now I am inviting Sri Rajiv to participate.
हेलो, धन्यवाद। मेरा प्रेजेंटेशन कोई बहुत दमदार नहीं है, जो दमदार थे वो सब दे चुके हैं दोनों। लेकिन मैं जैसे सुबह आज कुलपति महोदय बता रहे थे, मैं एक लेमैन हूँ, तो मैं भी इस बात को स्वीकार करूँगा कि जियोथर्मल या जियोफिजिक्स में मैं लेमैन हूँ। जितना ज्ञान GRI और सरोलकर साहब से मिलता रहा उतना ही ज्ञान है, क्योंकि गूगल पे ज्ञान लेना खतरनाक होगा क्योंकि कितना सही है पता नहीं। सबसे पहले तो मैं धन्यवाद दूंगा NGRI के डायरेक्टर हैं राज साहब और नवानी मैडम को। ब्रेन स्टॉर्मिंग सेशन जब अप्रैल में हुआ था, वहाँ जाना हुआ, तब आपने इच्छा प्रकट की थी कि रायपुर में प्रोग्राम करना है। तो जैसे कि जब कोई आपके घर आना चाहता है तो स्वागत तो करना ही चाहिए। मुझे नहीं पता था कि कैसे होगा, ऐसे हाँ बिल्कुल आइए कहते। फिर रावानी मैडम का फ़ोन आया कि करना है, तो उन्होंने NIT का सजेस्ट किया। हमने NIT से बात की तो उस दिन प्रोग्राम ऑलरेडी था, लेकिन उसके बाद में यहाँ पे चर्चा करने के बाद उनका साहब से चर्चा हुई तो चीज़ें वर्कआउट हुई। तो वाइस चांसलर महोदय को, उनका साहब को, पूरे पंडित रविशंकर विश्वविद्यालय को साधुवाद कि उन्होंने इस प्रोग्राम को स्वीकार किया। और आज ये भी पता लगा कि दोनों के बीच MOU भी हो गया है, तो अब सीधा संबंध हो गया है। और इस संबंध कराने में हमारा योगदान है, ये भूलना मत। जी हाँ, तो कई बार होता है रिश्ते करने वाले पंडित को भूल जाते हैं। पंडित तो नहीं है, लेकिन एक बात मैं कहूँगा कि मैं पहले NGRI को नहीं जानता था, लेकिन जब वहाँ गया तो मुझे ऐसा लगा कि मैं अभी तक क्रम में था। NGRI बहुत बड़ी चीज़ है। आप लोग जितने यहाँ बैठे हैं, आप NGRI को जानते हैं, जितने वो जानते हैं हाथ उठाए। NGRI वालों को छोड़ दें, बहुत कम लोग जानते हैं। आप NGRI की वेबसाइट पर जाकर देखिएगा, ये बहुत 40 साल पुराना एक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है, 100 एकड़ से भी ज़्यादा इलाके में फैला हुआ है और हैदराबाद की शहर के बीच में है। तो ये लोग काम जो करते हैं वो विश्व स्तर का काम है। और इस पर्टिकुलर क्षेत्र में जो आज बहुत कम लोग जानते हैं, ये जो प्रेजेंटेशन आपने देखा होगा, अधिकतर के तो सिर्फ ऊपर से निकल गया हुआ। आई एम वेरी श्योर। क्यों? क्योंकि ये लोग मंझे के कलाकार हैं। मैं तो ये प्रेजेंटेशन इन लोगों का तीसरी चौथी बार देख रहा हूँ, फिर भी मैं समझ में पूरी तरह नहीं आया, क्योंकि इसकी जो गहराई है वो वही समझ सकता है कि इसमें डूबा हुआ है। तो जो गीतकार बनता है ना, जो इश्क के गाने लिखता है, वो वही लिख सकता है जो ईश्वर होता है।
इसलिए इन सब चीज़ों में मैं NGRI और इनके बीच जो MOU हुआ है उसका बहुत स्वागत करता हूँ, क्योंकि अब छत्तीसगढ़ में नए पैमाने लिखे जाएंगे जियोथर्मल के ऊपर। और अभी तक सिर्फ क्रेडा था, NGRI था, और सरोलकर साहब तो 1980 से लगे हुए हैं, और बीच में बहुत सारे मेहमान NTPC, NHPC और मेहमान सब आते गए जाते गए, लेकिन बेचारा जियोथर्मल तातापानी आज भी महाशिव जी की बहुत बड़ी मूर्ति है और वही चल रही है। मैं इसलिए इस इवेंट पर महत्वपूर्ण मानता हूँ कि जो आउटरीच डायरेक्टर NGRI के माध्यम से यहाँ पर हो रही है इस पर्टिकुलर फील्ड की, उससे कुछ न कुछ तो प्रभाव आएगा, लोगों के चित्त में जाएगा, अटेंशन में जाएगा, और आप और 10 लोगों को बताएंगे कि भाई छत्तीसगढ़ में इतना कुछ है, तो निश्चित रूप से आज अगर 100 लोग यहाँ बैठे तो ये 20-10-15 हज़ार लोग तक जाएगी, तो एक इनडायरेक्ट सपोर्ट मिलेगा इस प्रोजेक्ट को। और शुरू से मैं वहाँ भी हैदराबाद में भी कहा था कि ये हमारी एक बिटिया है, इसकी शादी करना है, और 9 करोड़ रुपए चाहिए खाली। जो 9 करोड़ का हिसाब किताब अभी आपको सरोवर साहब ने बताया, जो 90 मिलियन लिखा था ना, ये प्रपोजल इन्हीं के मार्गदर्शन में बना है, और ये हमने MNRE को भेजा, CP को भेजा, सब लोगों को भेजा, और वहाँ पर मैं धन्यवाद दूंगा NGRI और उनकी टीम को कि वहाँ भी उन्होंने कहा कि लो हैंगिंग फ्रूट है भाई, कर लो यहाँ पे। इसका कारण क्या है आपको बताता हूँ, प्रेजेंटेशन में ज़्यादा ध्यान मत देना। जब हमें पता लगा कि यहाँ पे 1980 से 33 साल से ऊपर हो गया, कुछ नहीं हुआ वहाँ पर, कितना पोटेंशियल है। मैं जापान में होके आया, कई कंट्रीज होके आया, वहाँ जियोथर्मल चल रहा है 25 साल से, कोई आदमी नहीं है, आदमी को तो पुतला बिठाए रखा है, कोई तो दिखना चाहिए यहाँ पर, कोई जरूरत ही नहीं हो किसी आदमी की, ऑटोमेटिक चलने वाला प्लांट है, कुछ दिखता ही नहीं इसमें। एक चीज़ जो उन्होंने करके रखी थी, एक डेडिकेटेड टर्बाइन स्पेयर में लगा के रखी थी, ताकि खराब हो जाए तो इमीडिएटली चेंज कर दें। कितना महत्वपूर्ण है इस बात का उससे आभास होता है कि प्लांट बंद नहीं होना चाहिए। तो यहाँ पर हम लोगों ने कोशिश की कि चलो डेमोन्स्ट्रेशन मॉडल की शुरुआत करते हैं हम लोग, फिर 9 करोड़ का बजट बनाया। हमने कई लोगों को ढूंढा, कटोरा लेके गए, 9 करोड़ मिल जाए, ठीक है। कोई भी व्यक्ति इतिहास जानना चाहता है कि हम पैसा दे रहे हैं लेकिन सक्सेसफुल होगा, तो हमारे पास यहाँ कोई इतिहास नहीं है। जितने भी फिगर आपने देखे सब डॉलर में थे, और 2015 के डॉलर के रेट थे, उसको रुपीज़ में कैसे कन्वर्ट करना है। हमने CSPDCL जो डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन कंपनी है, जो यहाँ से पावर जनरेट करके इसको खरीदना है, उससे बोला कि आप उसको खरीदेगा, बोले ठीक है, रेगुलेटरी कमीशन अगर रेट तय कर देगा तो हम खरीद लेंगे। हम रेगुलेटरी कमीशन में पिटीशन दायर की, रिक्वेस्ट दायर की कि भाई इसका आपको रेट तय करें, जिससे बाकी सब रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी का रेट तय करते हैं, बायोमास, हाइड्रो, विंड, सोलर का सब करते हैं, इसका भी करिए। 2 मीटिंगें हुई, अध्यक्ष महोदय जो रेगुलेटरी कमीशन के थे उन्होंने इसको स्वागत किया, वो इस सब्जेक्ट से वाकिफ थे। तो 2 लोगों की टीम थी, उन्होंने कहा कि भाई इसका इतिहास बताओ, उनके प्रोटोकॉल बताए कि हम किस आधार पर तय करें। तो यहाँ कोई आधार नहीं मिल रहा था। हमने ये सारी चीज़ें बताई उनको कि इंटरनेशनल ऐसा है वैसा है, बोले नहीं, इस पर्टिकुलर तातापानी के अंदर अगर आप प्रोजेक्ट करेंगे 100 किलोवाट को, तो कॉस्ट क्या है, वो सब हाइपोथेटिकल थी। तो उन्होंने कहा कि भाई जब तक आप हमको एक लाइव डेमोन्स्ट्रेशन मॉडल का कोई केस स्टडी भी देंगे जिसको हमारी टीम जाकर ऑथेंटिकली प्रूव कर सके, वी कैन नॉट डिक्लेयर द रेट, सो दे रिजेक्टेड आवर एप्लीकेशन। तो हमने कहा ठीक है सर, जब प्रोजेक्ट होगा हम वापस आएंगे आपके पास। तो वी आर वेटिंग फॉर पूगा टू बिकम सक्सेसफुल। एज सून एज पूगा बिकम सक्सेसफुल विल हैव द रेट्स, क्योंकि पूरा विश्व का कॉन्सेंट्रेशन पूगा पर है, विश्व का। क्यों है मुझे नहीं मालूम, क्योंकि वहाँ बड़े बड़े लोग उससे पढ़े हैं। अच्छा, वहाँ जाके मुझे एक चीज़ पता लगी कि इसका जो मैप है ना, ग्लोबल मैप, उसमें सारा जियोथर्मल नॉर्थ ईस्ट में ही है। तो गलती से यहाँ तातापानी पता नहीं कहाँ से निकल गया, ये सारा है वहाँ पर। मैं बहुत लेमन भाषा में बोल रहा हूँ, मुझे क्षमा करिएगा, सिर्फ आप लोगों को सोए नहीं इसलिए थोड़ा सा मजाक करे जब बोल रहा हूँ। लेकिन ये जियोथर्मल का जो यहाँ स्कोप निकला है, आपने फोटोग्राफ देखे होंगे जो उसमें है, और आज के फोटोग्राफ कैसे नहीं देखे आप। ये चार स्टेजेस के प्रोग्राम हैं, स्टार्टिंग फ्रॉम 1990s, और लेटेस्ट जो भी आपने लाइव पुलिस क्लिप देखी वो अभी हम लोग साथ में गए थे अप्रैल में, वहाँ का है। तो इसका मतलब ये कि तातापानी ने भी अपने आप को संभाल के रखा है बरसों से, कि अगर आप मुझे खोलोगे तो मैं इतना ऊंचा उठ के बताऊंगा। वहाँ का जो बेस प्लांट है, जो ये वहाँ पे शिव जी की मूर्ति है। अच्छा, वो फोटोग्राफ नहीं है। तो जो बेस जहाँ पर पानी फ्लो होकर निकलता है, वो फोटो आपने समुद्र साहब केस में देखा था। 40 साल से आती वैसे नहीं टूटा है वो। इसका मतलब ये कि ये प्लांट हमको ललायत कर रहा है कि आओ मुझे टैप करो। और ये अब जो मुहिम डॉक्टर प्रकाश के मार्गदर्शन के अंदर NGRI ने जो प्रोजेक्ट 2024-26 के बीच लिखा है, आई एम वेरी श्योर दिस विल टर्न आउट टू बी पावर जनरेशन प्रोजेक्ट। I cannot commit on behalf of state government, but still, so far as CREDA is concerned, my complete team is here who is ready to, even my typist also is also here, because he should know what he is typing. The feeling is there ना, मतलब वही मैंने कहा प्रेम पत्र जो लिखता है, अगर प्रेमी होती है तो खून से भी लिख सकता है। तो हमारी वो टीम भी यहाँ पर है। तो दैट वी अडॉप्टेड डाउन द लाइन जितने भी लोग सब आ जाए ताकि फील आए लिखने में, तो वर्कआउट होती है। So we are dedicated, we want this thing to happen, and now the time has come, what we have done. Now the time has come that this particular project will turn out to be a power generation project. So we have envisaged 100 kilowatt, though there is no capacity of India to install even 100 kilowatt, but still we have envisaged 100 kilowatt, 20 kilowatt is under installation in Mamuru, and projected to 1 megawatt, and based on the study of Mr. Sarolkar, we have also projected 30 megawatt in this particular site. So may God bless us all, especially the team of NGRI and CREDA, that this happen very soon. Although I am retiring in July, but I am sure my work which has been done will work out, and my predecessor will take over and take advantage of this. Thank you very much. Question मेरे पास दिखाई नहीं बोलने पर
but we are thankful for
अच्छे वर्ड यूज करने के लिए हम तो जरूर आपको याद करेंगे आपकी डैड मगर छोटा जानी साहब को धन्यवाद हो जाना है जानी साहब को धन्यवाद
सर ऑन पे।
तो जानी साहब ने अभी तातापानी और मनगुरु की काफ़ी बात की है, और पर्टिकुलरली पूगा की। So whether it's a Manuguru project or Puga project, they are not going for the consideration of commercial value. They are taking it as a CSR activity, very frankly, particularly in SCC. So the local people here, let it be anybody, authorities, they should be given that when there is a demonstration plan, the cost cannot be it's a sort of R&D. So cost of production cannot be taken into consideration. Once you establish something and go for expansion, then certainly the cost of production is involved. And I think, I don't know presently whether ONGC is doing anything research on that. But present position, we have to take this as a demonstration of R&D activity only. And in any case, we have also given some temporary cost, expected cost for our demonstration project. That should be enough.
I agree to what Dr. Sarolkar said, but I think in any demonstration project, whether it is commercial or demonstration, we can evaluate something, so that thing we can manage. एक और इम्पोर्टेंट बात जो मैं कहना भूल गया, यहाँ पर NIT से कितना लोग हैं? NIT रायपुर से। You are all student or teacher? Both? Teachers both. Even I take into consideration Pandit Ramesh University. देखिए एक बहुत वास्तविकता है। एक मोहम्मद रफी साहब का गाना है कि जो बात तुझ में है तेरी तस्वीर में नहीं है। इसका अर्थ कैसे निकलेगा? जो हम पढ़ते हैं फील्ड में वैसा कुछ नहीं है। हमने तस्वीर देख ली जियोथर्मल की, लेकिन जब आप वहाँ जाओगे ना, ऐसा कुछ नहीं होगा। मैं फिर से एग्जांपल दे रहा हूँ, मेरी बिटिया ने मैकेनिकल इंजीनियरिंग में बी करने के बाद में उसमें रिन्यूएबल का भी सब्जेक्ट था, वो वो जब यहाँ आई मेरे पास जॉब ढूंढ रही थी, उसमें मैंने कहा कि 3 महीने यहाँ पे क्रेडा में ट्रेनिंग ले लो, तो उसमें प्रो बनो ट्रेनिंग। 3 महीने ट्रेनिंग करने के बाद वो बोलती कि पापा कॉलेज वालों ने तो मूर्ख बना दिया है। बोले क्यों? जो कुछ पढ़ा है वैसा तो कुछ होता ही नहीं। ये आप लोगों को स्वीकार करना पड़ेगा। और मैं पीछे पढ़ा हूँ NIT IIT भिलाई, पंडित रविशंकर विद्यालय है कि आपके स्टूडेंट को, स्टाफ को फील्ड में भेजिए हमारे साथ। जो चैलेंजेस हैं वो हम रिजॉल्व कर रहे हैं, बिना आपके भी कर रहे हैं, लेकिन अगर आप इन्वॉल्व होंगे उसके अंदर ना, तो आपकी स्टडी के अंदर वो चीज इन्वॉल्व होगी जो नहीं है अभी कोर्स में आपके। अभी एक बहुत छोटा सा हमने एग्जांपल दिया है, NIT को भी दिया है, IIT को भी दिया है, पर प्रॉब्लम क्या है, आप लोगों के जो सिस्टम होता है ना, किसी भी चीज को करने में कम से कम 8 महीने तो लगना चाहिए। अरे 8 घंटे में सॉल्व करना है उसको, लेकिन आप लोगों का सिस्टम है। इसलिए मैं निवेदन करूंगा कि आप स्टाफ मत करिए, स्टूडेंट को भेजिए, स्टूडेंट को भेजिए और स्टूडेंट ही उसको रिजॉल्व करेंगे। क्योंकि जैसे अभी मोदी जी ने स्टार्टअप स्टार्ट किया ना, तो स्टार्टअप जो है टाटा बिरला से अच्छा काम कर रहा है। ऐसे ही जो नए स्टूडेंट है ना, वो कई बार टीचर के दिमाग में जो बात नहीं आती वो ये, क्योंकि वो बंधे हुए नहीं रहते किसी परिस्थिति में, उसको रिजॉल्व करेंगे। हमारे यहाँ करीब 450 गाँव सोलर से इलेक्ट्रीफाइड है पिछले 20 साल से, पूरे विश्व में कहीं नहीं है। उसमें जो चीज़ हो रही है, कैसे हो रही है, उसमें जो प्रॉब्लम जा रही है, उसको जब देखेंगे ना, तब आपके स्टूडेंट को उसका फायदा होगा। ऐसी जियोथर्मल का जो, ठीक है पंडित रविशंकर विद्यालय से वही हुआ है, बट आपके लोग भी इसमें इन्वॉल्व हों और इन सब चीज़ों को आगे बढ़ाएं। धन्यवाद।
Thank you, sir. For your assurance, though you are superannuating, your entire team will be supporting CSN engineering for our geothermal research. And also, thanks for your wishes about successful research of CSN engineering to lead to the generation of power. Thank you, sir. And we have already delayed in our schedule. So maybe further we have 4 presentations, maybe as much as possible may be summarized. The next presentation is on by Dr. Sudip Bhattacharya, GSN Raipur. Please.
Good morning, all the delegates, all the dignitaries, directors, CSIR, India, and all my friends over here. So, actually, it is really a pleasure for me. I have been privileged to be invited here as to speak about on this Tattapani geothermal field. Now, before going to that, I just want to share with you that this event, I want to congratulate NGRI for organizing such a great event, which is the need of the hour, obviously. And here we are talking about geothermal today, but way back to another 40-45 years back, the man who was behind this, only for him, now it is being discussed, all the things are being discussed here. So he is no other than Dr. T.V. Saralkar sir. He was retired from GSI, and I request all again to have a great round of applause for him. For him only we are here. So discussions are going on, things are okay, costing is there, but the man behind it is Dr. T.V. Saralkar. So with this, I just want to have to share because researchers, the students, all are here. The main thing is that 2015 one Paris Treaty was there, India signed over there, that yes, we should go for the net zero. Sir has also told that. So for this net zero, 2022 one instruction or the request has come that that is 25 years of Amrit Kaal. So up to 2047 it is there, and we should reduce our carbon emission, the carbon footprint in the atmosphere. So this is very, very important. Every your country is behind it, and India also signed. So we have to do something within these next 25 years. So then it has come that what to do with that. So we have to use our sustainable, our renewable, and this greenfield energies. The more important is the greenfield energies. So accordingly, we are having our solid fossil fuel, that is coal, lignite, all these things are used in our country. As ma'am has also shown that it is about 78%. So if it is like that, the last year this resource figure is like that, 356 billion ton of coal and lignite. So huge and huge. So suddenly to retreat from there is really a problem. So we have to think the alternate ways. So from GSI for the last, that's why I am sharing with the students and the researchers, there is a vast scope for you of doing these things in the future. Here, we are doing in GSI for the last few years the alternate uses of coal or solid fossil fuel in greenfield energies to extract rare earth element from coal, trace element from coal, to use the coal as a biofuel, to use the coal in the petroleum as a petroleum also. So our scope is there. So nobody is doing commercially here, but the outer world it is there. So here it is, and with these energies, these hidden energies. And another thing is there, I have forgotten, that is sir also has just mentioned that is coal-based methane and shale gas. Those are the methane gas entrapped there, and we are extracting this and we are utilizing for the your energy purpose. So like this, our geothermal energy input is also a very important work for this green field. So it is obviously utilizes heat from the Earth's interior, you know, and it is harnessing Earth's heat. So it plays a crucial role in this transition period. You know that I have told you about the Amrit Kaal, and it is the transitional period where we are going from the solid fossil fuel to the conventional energy to the unconventional energy. So this is a very, very crucial part of that. And now I will tell something or yes, the costing, the land, that is the planning for formation of the this 30 megawatt unit or like that, all are here. I just here to tell you that why we are studying it, what are the geological perspective behind it, and in which area should you target in future for this type of hot springs or this type of geothermal energy. So that's why you can see here that the Geological Survey of India and 340 geothermal hot springs that is our identified with So you can see here that the fields that have been demarcated here, the geothermal fields. For these geothermal fields, one is there Sonata, Son Narmada Tapi, and it has gone beyond these and these. Sorry. So, for any such geothermal fields, these fields are tremendous importance, foremost importance. Those are surface temperature, reservoir temperature, heat flow, and thermal gradient. All of the earlier presenters, they have already talked in this. I am highlighting this, that is the Sonata. Here our Chhattisgarh this here and our Tattapani Ramkola field is here. Surface temperature varying from 60 to 95, reservoir temperature up to 200, heat flow 120 to 290, and your thermal gradient 60 to 90 like that. So it is a very, very high and very interesting one. Now going to here. What is there? That is the this Tattapani Ramkola coalfield. It is the hot spring is there, and it is just two hot springs we have shown. And here it is the field. It is the Tattapani Ramkola coalfield. Why I am telling? I had the opportunity as a geoscientist there for more than 5 to 6 years at this Tattapani Ramkola coalfield to work over there. And what happened? So I was associated with the coal exploration, and I had enough opportunity to see what are the geological features were there which are actually controlling this Tattapani hot spring or like that. So here, just you see for your convenience, what I am telling here, this is the TNF, BCF, TF. That means it is the Tattapani coal. Sad has already told. It is just below this Tattapani Ramkola coal field is there. It is a coal field giving a huge amount of coal, huge resource is there for this Tattapani Ramkola coal field. And this coal field is bounded by at least 2 shear zones. One is here. It is going for the SN, that is Sur Narmada South fault. It is a shear zone passing to the Mohakosha, and the lower one, it is the tremendous one. It is just collaborating with your CITJ, that is Central Indian Future Zone, Central Indian Tectonic Zone, and very important part is that here Tattapani fault. If we extend it, and I have demarcated it here is another central coal field. Possibly you know, it is called the Swapur coal field. In this Swapur coal field, there is a fault in between passing to here. It is called Bamhani Chilpa fault. This Bamhani Chilpa fault is having a throw. We have detected to the boros more than 600-700 meters. So a huge throw is there, and with this throw, this Tattapani fault is going through this up to Tapi Narmada, and ultimately it is merging with the Tangavilgar shear zone. So it's a huge shear zone passing through that. Okay, and those from the geology student I know that they know about the brittle deformation and ductile deformation. Brittle deformation is the upper part, that is the mid crustal level, and the ductile deformation to some lower part, that is the lower crustal level up to the mantle. So if it is the lower crustal level, it will go deeper and deeper. Why I am telling? Coming here. These are the faults, so many faults. Here Tattapani hot spring, here also one hot spring are there. So this is the transverse section, and number of faults are there in the thing. Now, what we have delineated later, that yes, this coal field is really bounded by 2 shear zones, and these 2 shear zones have brought about a structure called pool apart machine. It is a pool apart machine model. Pool apart machine, why? The shearing is there, again shearing is there, and the basin is opening from the middle part. So it is a very important part, that it is actually controlling the thermal springs over there, because they are very deep-seated structures. They are ductile shears associated with number of faults, and that is the actually the controlling factor for this. So they are exactly on this. And Sir has given, Samika sir has given one slide was there. I have seen that number of hot springs are there along this CITJ. So this is very important from the geological point of view. So that's why you can see that the main east, north, east, west, south, west, this almost east, west, this structure is there. So this is the model which explains that why they control these hot springs are there. Now coming to the particular area. This is the hot spring, HS, and this TAT is 23, that's that. Now one very important thing, that is when we are at the contact of this basin margin of these Gondwanas, there only we can expect that this huge this hot spring type, and with the your very high temperature hot springs are there. Because normally, because why I am telling, I will tell later. Just you see, it is the part of the your Tattapani Ramkola coal field sandstones are there, and with this it is a contact of your CGC, that is your Chhattisgarh gneissic complex. So these are the polysats. Now coming, so it is a sonata, it is a Tattapani, that is okay. Now coming that the area has been extensively studied by GSI to assess, mainly by Sarvankar sir. The most recent one of the preparation, that is a detailed GPR made by GSI, and Tattapani, it is the range of the temperature as recorded, it is like that, 63.6 to 18.7. And the main static rapid units present, CGC and Gondwana supergroup. That is very important. Borakar and you know the lower Gondwana rocks of the Borakar and Beden measures, they are there, Talchi are there, lower Gondwana, and they are in direct contact with the CGC. So basement rock. So that is, and we have marked a number of shear zones passing through that with some faults. So these are the areas where the deep-seated fractures are there, and they are the cause for telling the groundwater or the meteoric water through that and giving rise to this very high temperature of the DGPR is your detailed geophysical progress report. Okay, sorry, geophysical, geothermal progress report. Okay, so another thing. So it has already been discussed. I think east, northeast, west, southwest. Okay, the 6 boreholes drills in the vicinity of the hot spring, and the temperature recorded almost 100 degrees centigrade. Now one thing, 31.45 megawatt, because my friends are there, they should know that why this figure has come. Sir has also told 31.45. Again one figure has come, 10 megawatt like that. But why? For 20 hours, how it has come? So the costing part, okay, we are not that much of concerned with that. The CADA and all this, they are there for this. But how this figure has come? I am going to the next one. Now the second one is the geochemical character of the thermal water. It is very important. You can see the PG alkaline. Those who are who can do the future research work, they can take this data from the GSI, this DGPR, and can carry out, because it is very important that it is a pulse in your sodium bicarbonate sulfate hydrochemical basis. INA class K, OCA and MG, it is given over here. So these are the plots, pie-chart plots. Now coming to the anion and cation plot, here you can tell that yes, it's a mixed chloride bicarbonate dye, and NaKMG, it is telling him that it is all in the partial equilibration zone. So there are some meaning of that. I am not discussing here. So and aqueous geothermometers, whatever they are giving you this quartz thermometry and all these, the Tirimine thermometry and this bicarbonate thermometry. They are giving 160 to 210 degrees centigrade temperature for this aqueous. It is the reservoir temperature. So coming to here, some isotope study also carried out, and from this isotope study, actually it is yellow. So here, just to show that GMWL, this is your hydrogen isotope, this is your oxygen isotope. If we plot, this is the global meteoric water line. So almost all the hot spring, hand pump, dark oil, everything around it. That means the water is not a juvenile water. The water is not coming as a juvenile water. It is a meteoric water that is circulated through your sandstones and again come out to some fault plains. So it is the meteoric water which is giving in your. That's why the continuous flow is there. That's why as I was telling, it's a high flow and it is going on. So it is just circulating hot waters and normal meteoric waters, nothing than that. And coming to here, this is the subsurface phase diagram physiography of geothermal water. You can see that is the tag 23 is there. It is a phase diagram. Phase diagram means that we are having some depth-wise value of these temperature ranges, and we plotted. Here you can see this red one. It is the really a very hot water reservoir was there, and it is 100 to 110. So the distribution below the surface is like that.
And what type of
Which one?
This red one.
Achha, this depth coming the next slide, because it is not possible to show here. Yes, just I am. It is the heat flow map 1 kilometer and 2 kilometer depth. Just 100 degrees centigrade, 130 degrees centigrade, like, and the area, the square kilometer, how much area it has covered. And coming all this modeling, coming here, this is the actual modeling. You can see this is the depth of 250, then 500, then 1000, then 100, 500, 1500. As I had told, that's 1500. This is one center. This is more than 190 degrees. This is the degree centigrade. So it is the value at 2000 to 150 degrees centigrade, that it is very, very important for this geothermal input. So here another this thematic model according to this, already I told, here is sandstone and these are the major, they are controlling the major thing. So metal inputs are coming, again hot water, it is going down. And another thing, what I have forgotten to tell, that yes, if there is a that is a ductile shearing like that, so there is stretching of the crust. If there is stretching of the crust, the asthenosphere will come up. If asthenosphere will come up, it will be particulated and you are getting high heat value towards the surface. So high heat value is there, heat source is there. It is coming and it is circulating through the fault and again coming out as a geyser. So this is very important part. And for this is the some site that you can appreciate that yes, water is coming to that. If there is a power plant, again this water will be recycled and it will go, again it will come up. So it is a recycled water and it is a fantastic process of which you are generating the power, electricity over there. Now coming, already it has been shown by Tattapani. So this is, I have not got the picture from the 2024, but already you have seen that, yes. So this is higher and higher. So now coming there, why 31, why 30, why 10 like that. So here is the calculation. Some calculation here for 1500 to 2000 meter, the productive flow. So every physico-chemical parameter and conductivity parameter, electrical parameter of the rocks, and also for the fluids, that means water, metallic water. So that has been taken into consideration. Two things are there, two mediums are there. One medium is your energy fluid, another is your rock. Two is there, one fluid, another rock. One water, another rock. So for this energy liquid or water, it is coming about with this formula, not going to the detail, 2.76 megawatt. And it is conversion efficiency 10%. Now for the rock, you can see what it is. It is your this high. That means your the porosity. The porosity for the rock energy fluid, it is liquid. It is calculated 0.05. For the rock, it is 0.95. So porosity is obviously it is very high. And then why? Because it is a sandstone. We are considering the sandstone and it is a Boracore sandstone and it is a very gritty, very coarse grained sandstone having a very high porosity. So that's why it is very important for that. Now the calculation stands at 28.69. The total energy then 1 plus 2, it is giving you 31.45. So it is the calculation based on which what is going on. And Sir has also told that it is 31. So in a nutshell, the future utilization already everyone is telling. So it is very important that 31 million megawatt for 20 hours. If for our purposes we can get it like that, no, it is much more. If it will be cut, as also told, that it is 10 megawatt for 20 years, so that your unit cost will be 6.8 as it was shown. So if it is 1/3, then also it is 10 megawatt, and Chhattisgarh is blessed with that. I will tell, Chhattisgarh is blessed with that because in Chhattisgarh we are having number of big coal fields, Kurba coal field, Mandraigar coal field, Tattapani coal field, giving a huge resource of coal. But ultimately, after 15 to 20 years, these will be lessened and we have to depend on this. So Chhattisgarh is having this and it is better to utilize this one. So as Sir was also paid up on paid up. So it is going on. So for the existing production boron, that will be the proposed final method obviously geotourism, and with that the agriculture, greenhouse agriculture are like that. So it is very, very interesting in that respect. So here the borehole is there. You can see. Yes, it is counting hugely. And obviously, year of drilling 89, 90, and then 30 years have crossed, and it is living like that. So tremendously meteoric water is flowing through this, and this is the scenario. So this is all, and I just want to highlight that the background and the future work will be taken up along that to find out more and more geysers and more possibilities of finding out this geothermal vent system. Thank you.
Bhattacharya ji, it was a very nice presentation. Thank you very much. About the source of this geothermal fuel, what was suggesting that it could be mental upwelling?
No. Certainly not. It is a meteoric water.
No, that's okay. The source. See, you are saying
source of heat.
Source of heat.
Source of heat. Source of heat. Two things. One is that it is a very deep fracture system. So the fault system has gone, and I told that the manifestation is like that 600 meter, 700 meter through over there. It has been demarcated identified by boreholes also. So it's a huge throw. So things are going down. If it will be going down, then the normal geothermal gradient, that is 3 degrees centigrade per 100 meter like that. If that will be a high heat flow zone, it will go up to 5 to 6 degrees centigrade per 100 meter. So it will go straight away 40 degrees centigrade, 50 degrees centigrade, that is your thermal gradient. So thermal gradient is high. Then meteoric water is coming. It is going down with this high heat flow. High heat was there. So, and what is the cause of the high heat? That is your question. Like that. Because it is a stretching zone. It is a. That's why I am doing that. Yes, fault are there, and your stretching is going on along this CITJ. So what happened? The crust is stretching. So this will be thin. If this will be thin, the asthenosphere below that, it will come up. That is called the upwelling of asthenosphere.
That's true. My question is that you are using the source to 4 to 5 kilometers or 3 kilometers something.
No.
The source. So you think possibility of this?
Yes. Continuously water is coming, that is going down and
input is understood. Only 5% with source.
Source of water,
no, source of the heat.
Source of heat is twice. One is your obviously the upwelling asthenosphere is there, but it is going down up to 20 kilometers or like that, and it is again coming up above. It is one, and another is it may be associated with some radiogenic carbon, radiogenic source. If it is there, that is also associated with that. So it is.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, students come.
Between the cohesion porosity and geothermal energy.
Cohesion porosity.
Yes.
The thing is that cohesion porosity, that if a groundwater or meteoric water will percolate, it has to have the effective porosity. It is not the porosity, it is the effective porosity. Two terms are there, effective porosity and effective permeability. If those things have been satisfied, they have been mostly satisfied by that is coarse grain sandstone having good porosity. That is the primary thing. That is your water and all these meteoric water can flow through it. So these things by which the water can go beyond and it is going at the depth, and again it is coming up as a hot water. So it is a very good relation with the porosity of the sandstone or the Gondwana rocks and side by side with this boundary fault or like that. So it is very, very important to have a good porosity. Here we are having a good porosity. That's why the flow is much more like that.
I have one small. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Yes.
Sir, if you compare this Tattapani hot spring with few other spring, like one is in Rajgir hot spring in Bihar,
Yes.
and if you consider the Bokreshwar hot spring West Bengal. So, what is the hindrance in those springs? So, we are not thinking about the generation of at least in if it not commercial grade, at least in demonstration grade power generation.
Yeah. The thing is that the two hot springs area that is told, it is possibly coming under the again a shear zone is there, that is called the North Purulia shear zone. Again a shear zone, a ductile shear zone is there, but there is no such contact of Gondwana rocks or sandstones over there along that pure this year. All these shear zones, all these fracture zones within the competent rock of only granite gneiss and granite like that. So it is not associated with the adjacent part with these sandstones or like this. So this is the primary thing that there in the Bokreshwar also that we are getting. Okay, we are getting, but not that sprouting and not that type of thing. Because of that only, that meteoric water flow is not that much.
Means that gate is not
Yes.
Gate is not in that. Another, sir, you have shown one of your slide, this recirculation or generation of the power.
Yeah.
Recirculation of this spring water. So when generation will be there. So
No, it is the process. It is the process plan. After the processing, after the plant has been there, power plant has been there, the water that has been discharged from there, that will be recycled. That will be recycled because water loss will not be there. It will be constant almost. Okay. So there is no loss, not that much of loss. The water we are using, which one is what is the sewerage water it is going on, again it will go and it will come. Recycle, just recycle. Sustainable thing.
Part, we are talking about the extension. So it is localized in that particular.
No. Actually, what happened? There are two bends in a shear zone or like that. There are two things. What if I am not having something? So if it is just a minute. Can I go back? So just seen that the CITJ is a carved one. It is east northeast, then again like that, then again like that. So if that is the thing, I have given the model over here. If this will pass there, this will pass there, then at the bend what happened? That will be stretching, pulling, and it is actually called, it is extension, obviously not compression. So it is called the pull apart basin. The basin is opening from the center, it is going beyond that. Okay, so that's why, and we have proved it. And again, one thing just want to share, because when NGRI has come to me, I have readily accepted the invitation like that. I have a very good reminiscence with this Tattapani coal bill, because 2013 I have been given the National Geoscience Award for this. So just to share. Thank you.
One small query from my end, sir. So, how the calculation has been done?
That is the physical parameters, electrical parameters on the 50 orbitals.
Yeah, I have seen the two. So it done local level precise. These are equations different by GS.
No, actually I am telling you, possibly Sarulkar sir, can you throw some light on that? Because from the geothermal unit only I have got these calculations. How it has come this 31 megawatt or like that, fluid and this from this law. The equation, possibly it is a conventional equation. It is a conventional. Okay, sir. Okay. So you please discuss. Yeah.
The next presentation by Sri Sanjay Kumar Mukherjee ji, IIC data.
Basically, Tattapani case discussion यहाँ पे हो रहा है. So it's enlightened, really enlightening me. We are very distinguished gathering here from some of the scientists from IIC. So I should admit, just like Gyani, I did not claim myself to be a geothermal man. So over the last decade, I have had experience of working on 3D modeling of fractured brittle reservoirs and tight reservoirs with extensive use of AI. So I must say कि काफी काम geothermal में हो रहा है, but in the years to come, we have to develop renewable resources or green energy like this, where we have to target the subsurface. AI is going to play a very very big part in that, because हमारे पास data बहुत कम है और हमें करना बहुत काफी चीज है. Really good working subsurface modeling. So that's exactly the topic. Harnessing the energy with our feet. So यहाँ पे हमने first we have to establish the extent of the subsurface reservoir जो अभी तक हुआ नहीं है. And second is the anthropogenic activity, which really restricts our expansion over this geothermal manifestations, except in Ladakh. So this is the just layout. I just come to this point. ONGC at present, जो बात हो रही थी low hanging fruit का, we are focusing primarily at first on Madhapur geothermal field in AP, and we are happy to announce that already the MOU is going to be signed by next month, because Singarani collieries have already extended their agreed version of the MOU to us, and ONGC has also agreed to that. We are just waiting for PS Redco approval so that that can be done. Preliminary surveys and geological surveys have been done, the data is being processed, the geological data is also generated. So we will shortly be focusing on some new prospects of going down deeper, because we also personally feel कि वहाँ पे भी जो wells जो restrict हुआ है, that is maximum of 1000 meters, so we want to drill at least a new well 2 to 2.5 meters and keep it under observation. क्योंकि एक प्राइमरी चीज बता दूँ, most of the thermal models अभी तक जो base हुआ है geothermal studies में, those are the thermal logs. But basically when we look into, जैसे सरकार साहब बता रहे थे, one is the hot dry rock and the other is the hot sedimentary aquifers, जो वाला बात हम कर रहे हैं, but उसमें हमें principally fracture model भी करना पड़ेगा to see the continuity of the reservoirs. We have to see the images, we have to calculate the stresses also, because that is primary for drilling. So वो primary petrochemical properties by years of working on HPHT fields. So ONGC has sufficient vendors who can actually log this well. Seismic being a very costly proposition, maybe logging will bring us some success in these fields for modeling these fields. And for Tattapani, we already have conceived that we'll start working from September onwards, for which we'll come in quick contact with NGRI, because they have been extensively working on that area for years. So these are the MOUs. This is already shown in the installment session. We have a few MOUs in place, because what we are doing in Ladakh, ISOR, the Geological Survey of Iceland, through their third-party contacts have been technical consultants, as well as providing the third-party vendors for completion of 2 future wells which we have planned in Ladakh. The only issue there is the weather window and the logistical difficulties and the money involved in that. So this is primarily the Puga well project. 2 years back there had been a well, जहाँ पे if you see this part, Puga we see somehow so well has been abandoned, and in the fair window, already that contract part is going on, so we are going to drill 2 wells which will be more than 1000 meters long. So So that will provide us with sufficient data for modeling. And I think few months back, NDRA has already provided report on the IIC survey regarding Uga and Chuan. So that will be updated. So this is Manavuru geothermal field. Lot of things are there historically. This data has been generated. What I want to put in is one important, very important tool for what we felt geothermal exploration is the remote sensing part. So these are the daily variations in temperature we are seeing there. These are the hyperspectral analysis which has been provided there, and the detailed report has been generated on that. And at this point I have not that slide, but we have worked jointly with SCC and brought out some additional areas where we have seen that high thermal variance. So that will come up in subsequent months. So in a nutshell, this is the Tattapani geothermal field. So what I want to point out, there was one last estimated production cost per unit of power, 4.64 by PEPA in 2000. That was in collaboration, I think, with GSI and NHPC. And after that, the IIC cleared the project proposal of subject to OID funding. Somehow that did not work out, and Savital will find knowing more details about that. So when I come to the geothermal field summary, all these things have been talked about. Now regarding the suggested further plan, we are in complete agreement with NDRA. The need for deep observation well. Feasibility studies for drilling out 1500 meter in hard rock that is to be carried out, and data acquisition parameters to be made. So one thing about that will be there. So just outside I was seeing some poster on rock mechanics. Now how do you do rock mechanics when you don't have data beyond 350 meters, 59 meters? So we need to have some code. We need to have some point data from the rocks where we have the rock mechanical data, and then use extensively AI to establish our model. Yeah, this is also known, so I will just not go into it. I have got the next slide. Yeah, basically this was the historical observation. This was based on the studies between 90 and 2000, GSI and ONGC. But I want to point out two things. First, well, as was shown in Bhattacharya sir, beyond north of the Tattapani fault, where the Gondwana is in contact with the CEC, down south. So some observations were very interesting when I went through the wells which were in Patrasic rocks, mainly under water table conditions. But most of the wells in Gondwana are under confined condition. So seasonal variation is water table is there. So that needs to be studied in the deep observation well. And the main variation is observed in the month of March. And when the analysis of thermal and non-thermal waters have been carried out, we see dilution in the range of 2 to 12%. That's exactly this phenomenon we are presently observing in Manavuru. So whatever reported discharge was there, that has continuously varied. The high NSCO ratio, as has been pointed out, has possibly the sources from the same reservoir, and there is mixing this in the old water. Now about 8.8, I think 9.2 was the figure which was quoted. So that is the area of the strong geothermal anomaly, and the heat flow is the value of almost 220, and this is open to all the sides and expected to be extracted a larger area. That needs to be seen. So subsurface temperatures of the order of 112 degrees centigrade, plus minus 30 degrees centigrade, and 230 at depths of 1000 and 3000 meters. This has been done by projecting the temperature data obtained from the intermediate areas. This was the interesting observations which we got from the old reports. So now if you come to it, if I come to this date, MNES at that time issued order to NHPC for development of the Tattapani geothermal field with an estimated cost of 4.06 crores. But there has been no sufficient progress after that. Probably one of the main impediments must have been drilling, getting the drilling contractors. Then subsequently, MOU was signed between IIC and NTPC to explore the potential of the geothermal resources, but there was no execution by NTPC. We don't know the reasons. So is it one of these primary considerations which is hindering this project? Drilling complications in hard rock terrain? I must say that we have been presently working on Vindhyan Basin. We will be soon be drilling in Narmada and Tattapani basins also. These are primarily photographic rocks where we have been following the principle of air hammer drilling to a particular depth so that the hard rock can be pounded through and then using conventional drilling. So here comes the concept of hydromechanical drilling. We have been doing this for our basement reservoirs up to almost 1.2, 1.5 to almost 2 kilometers inclined levels in basement granites. So that is possible now. We have the vendors. It's definitely possible, but this can be thought of. Here, the very important concept which will come again: the geomechanics part of it, the mud part of it, which has to be controlled, and the metallurgy of the timbers. So these three have been extensively researched in the foreign countries, particularly US and Iceland and some other countries. And this is now in practice in India, so it's not a huge issue. The only issue will be the cost and the cost of data acquisition. So here are some of the geothermal manifestations. Manikaran already oil India is working upon. We have started working upon Tattapani also. So there is an extensive emphasis on the plant. And Bakreshwar also we have sent to IIT, to Government of West Bengal. So if you can take up some drilling up to a depth of maybe 100 or 1200 meters as indicated in the earlier reports. One thing is there, which will come up in my next slides. Each of these sites, each of these manifestation sites have shown the potential of helium. But the problem with helium is that the Ministry of Defense gets into it. So basically that becomes a CSR project and may not be liked by some of the private companies while working on helium exploration. But definitely there is a huge scope. Even in our Indian oil and gas projects, we have seen huge discharge of helium, which can actually be utilized. So this is the Bakreshwar geothermal field. So I will not go right into it because we have already talked a lot about the Tattapani. So some of the work we are doing presently in our oil and gas fields, particularly the Camby Basin. These are the depth maps and the gross informational environment maps. So if you look into it, the Camby Basin has very high peak flow, varying between 75 to 93. And the geothermal grading ranges from 27 to 37 centimeters per kilometer at certain places. We have some of our oil fields here. So now the question is, how do we repurpose our oil fields in the geothermal fields? Because this can give us the scale. This is one of the examples. The peak feasibility for this has been worked out, and these are the figures. So that is sufficient. That is a huge amount. From one particular sand in artificial formation, this much power can be generated. So there is the kg basin overview. So we have an average value of 82 MW per meter square. This was the figure which was squared in 1982. We have a lot of HPAC fields here. Particularly the HP is not of concern, but the HP fields which we have already targeted for oil and gas. And we have the tools which can measure, give us the petrophysical data up to 360 degrees centigrade. This is Jaisalmer. Oil India has already submitted a report on that. I won't go into much of the details. But these are some of the areas on which we have already focused, and we are in the process of creating an atlas for that, based on the gross devotional environment and the data generated over the years through logging in some of the wells which have been drilled. So now, what is HDR and EGS? This is a concept which is being brought into practice in outside countries also. So hot dry dock and the engineered geothermal system. Particularly when we talk of the engineered geothermal system, we are doing it in a brittle rock. We need natural fractures which connect. Or maybe we are putting a hot pipe through that and we use that heat source. So if you are some of you are already into the literature, you are part of it. Even China has been thinking, and USA has also started the process of using abundant coal mines for use in geothermal energy. So when we come to it, we can see that screening of potential GIS-based suitable modeling is needed for the decision-making process. And the key resources for key parameters which will determine the resource potential: the temperature, the accessible volume, the flow capacity, the forecasted production rate, and evolution to most economical development plan. That is the RF, the recovery factor. Suppose when Dr. Bhattacharya was pointing out that we have a porosity as high as I think 95% you have quoted, but in most of our oil and gas reservoirs, which are at say depth of 1.5 to 2.5 kilometers, we see the effective porosity at only 18 to 20%. And in fractures it's much less. Fractures is less than 1%. But some of the portions where you are in contact or very what we say in geologically weathered parts in fractures, that will give us porosity as high as 25 to 30%. So that those data has to be generated. My saying is that before we come into a particular conclusion, in my particular geothermal manifestation project will give me this much manpower. So RF is a very important consideration which has to come in. So this is just a concept diagram. I will come to the next slide. Where we are stuck basically converting abundant or depleting oil and gas into geothermal wells. The specific guidelines required for abandonment of wells. When we drill oil well, we spend crores converting into a geothermal well. That process has to come before abandoning the well, because once it is abandoned, you can't do anything. And the second is relinquishment of the oil and gas blocks. A clear policy has to be there. So do we go for hydrocarbon, oil and gas, or we go for geothermal? So these are some of the policy matters which are actually hindering the projects. So I must tell you, we have a lot of fields, we have a lot of discussions on that, and recently a white paper has been submitted by our respected director exploration to the PMO regarding that. I will just point out some key issues which we have drafted in. So in a nutshell, when I come, so basically Tattapani geothermal field, I think we're drilling hard in this. That is going to be one of our main concerns. How to do it and how much cost is going to be involved. So this was just one of the discussions we had, just like I said. What are the strengths we have? We have already more than 381 confirmed geothermal energy locations identified. It's definitely a green energy, not dependent on the climate, just like solar or wind. Almost infinite energy resource. Exploration risk is definitely there, but definitely less compared to some of the oil and gas fields offshore, and it's available 24/7. So huge opportunity, but what are the weaknesses? Technologies for assessment and exploration to be unified. Somebody pointed out that most of these equipments and knowledge is still outside, which has to come in. So that's going to come at a cost. Second is lack of trained manpower. So basically, none of our courses, I am very happy to hear that this particular university have now opened a course on renewable resources, but not many universities in India are still following that particular curriculum. And what are the threats? There are lack of timelines in policy. Some of these may be logistically difficult, like what we are having in Ladakh and all. The source of funding the pilot and R&D projects, there is no clarity on that. And the local community issues, which has to be taken care of. So in a nutshell, what we have said across to PMO and MNRE. So this was our suggestion. Creation of MOER, Ministry of Energy Resources, unified. So there will be integrated exploration licensing policy for energy resources and all the adopted blocks. Australia have already started that. You get a block, offshore block, it may be for oil and gas, it may be even for CCUS, it may be for wind energy, as well as geothermal energy. So that is for you to access and give your plans. Creation of a national data bank for energy resources, NDBR, and a national potential for energy resources. We need a single clearance window. A lot of agencies, a lot of problems and a lot of confusion. So what are the benefits from that? The green credits, how do we get it? So many green credits must be having a value at last time, at least 2 times the carbon credit. That's the initiative the government can promote. Instead of that ₹15 we are talking of as a promotional value. Then one of the things is that tax holidays, maybe for a period of 15 to 20 years, bringing helium exploration and extraction under the ambit of ammonia. This may be an added holiday for the companies to come in. Now, MOPNG, what I was talking about, they have to allow the use of old oil and gas wells to convert to geothermal wells. This cuts down the cost of drilling the wells. Only the completion part of the pillars have to be looked into. But the land will not even be there. Land is a big issue when you go for drilling. That comes with a huge cost, with a huge timeline. So we are happy to announce that DGH, the Director General of Hydrocarbons, have already created Center for Excellence in Alternate Energy. And probably they have been thinking in those lines and communicating with MNI in this regard. So we will be seeing something happening in maybe 6 months or so, or maybe a year or so, so that this can be brought into function. So we have an IIC-PRSU going on 3 stages. Everybody knows it, but already started collaborating with Indian agencies, institutes and companies working in this area. This one is very important. A lot of entrepreneurial activities. So we need the help of state agencies, particularly. Especially when Gandhiji was putting up a mandir has come up just close to the site. So now you think of some of the site to drill that 1.5 to 2 kilometers deep well. So land का issue आएंगे वहाँ पे, government का permissions का issue आएंगे, forest का issue आता है इसमें. Just like we are very thankful to PS Redford, they did it for us in 3 months, and we could complete our survey part. They were very cooperative in that way. Second part, very important, is the drilling observation wells. More as the URS was pointing out, they want to do it with Tattapani, and really the technology is there, but a lot of studies have to be done completed before that. And the third part is the commercial studies and operational evaluation. That comes at the very last when we provide the technical economics of the project. So in a nutshell, when I see what are the basically areas for R&D support, it is very obvious: intensive field geology studies, temperature and water chemistry studies. But we had a presentation from Spotlight, Japan, last week itself, and they will be coming with their team very soon in 15 days to India. They have been giving a lot of reliable service. That cuts down on the time, that cuts down obviously on the cost, because many of the sites where we are having manifest regions, we do not have any seismic data, which is primary when you are working in frequency bias. For mapping the fractures, it is one of the best tools to map the fractures. Then remote sensing applications. So in KDIP, we already have a well-established remote sensing application division, and we are also combining with IIRs regarding that. Fracture characterization modeling, this is one of the core we have. We have a very established center, including rock mechanical and rock physical studies. The feasibility of drilling and completion design of deep wells in high geothermal gradients. So as well as I was talking about, planning those wells, the rock mechanical data, as well as the metallurgy of tables. That's going to come into consideration. Then engineering of pilot programs and design and efficiency of turbines. That's the last part, which basically goes into engineering part. So in a nutshell, if we see, so strategic R&D initiatives have the potential to make substantial impact. So we are thinking that way. So more autonomy to the state agencies, instead of a lot of agencies coming in and meddling, is going to help. Then government grants and viability gap funding instruments. This has to be extended to promising technologies. If we actually want to promote making area technology here, so this is one important point. For the commercial part, accelerate states to mitigate this revenue generation risks for geothermal projects like feed-in tariffs and impulsive activity. And obviously, cooperative efforts. So there is still a disconnect between the industry, the vendors, the institutes, and the government agencies as such, which needs to be unified for this type of projects to succeed. Thank you.
Your presentation is certainly deeply notable. So, one of the main issues what we have discussed is the policy matters. And NGRI and MNRE, they had actually taken initiative in 2010 to prepare a policy guidelines for geothermal exploration and development. Later on in 2016 it was modified. And it has been submitted to the PMO, it has been submitted to the MNRE, and even at this stage also I am reminding MNRE through PMO to issue something at least, some 2 lines guideline at least. Unfortunately it is not coming up.
So it's still in the draft stage.
How many times that's going to be drafted? It was actually accepted by the MNRE that time. Then it was modified by the MNRE in 2016. And again, if it is in draft stage, I don't know really. So what I mean to say, in any case, you have no direct approach with the MNRE. Ask them to give something at least. Something on the portal doesn't matter. The moment it is there will be a lot of interaction between the private parties, organizations which are working, and there will be some, we can say planning for way forward. So in any case, if you are in association with them and in interaction with them, please try to interest them.
That's what I was pointing out, because when we started working in Telangana, so we were really surprised because of the speed with which SCCL and is going to coordinate with us. And we could complete our survey part and all those statutory permissions within 4 months.
Here actually Dr. Prakash could keep in record that when there was a meeting in Hyderabad, the Ministry of MOEs, he also initiated. But when I came back and had a discussion with Saror Prasad, this is already in place in a draft format. So if we can initiate that thing, we can forward it to the Secretary MOE, Ministry of.
So we are also planning for
Earth Science.
So we need touch.
That draft can work out. Otherwise, creating a draft again will take some time. He has the soft copy of that thing.
Okay, thank you, sir. So now we have the other presentation by Dr. Prabir K. Nayak, CCWB, right? Dr. Prabir Nayak, please.
Good afternoon, everybody. Most of the things is covered regarding the Tattapani hot springs. So last में जो रहता है वो कब रहता है? In our college days also एक कोई आपका debate competition है तो many things are told. So I have chosen this one, and very few people may be knowing about this. That is a same Mahavati Basin. So CGWB do exploration that is really throughout Chhattisgarh and at national level throughout India to gather the information. We call it as exploratory well. It is generally 200 to 300 meter. Presently we deal up to 200 meter. So in that program we drilled a well in 1994-95 in Tamil. That is the Raigad district. And the rock encountered was that is lower Gondwana group of rocks and flowing artesian wells. After drilling, the well was artesian and we call hot water waterproof. And this is the general geology. Those who are from outside and students can know. Mainly 3 formations are there in Chhattisgarh. That is the basement crystallines. that figure will come later on. Then your Chhattisgarh Basin, then the Gondwana. These are the three major groups, and from hydrological point of view, these are the we classify. And this is the L19, this is the Tamnar one, where we are getting the hot water flow. Then this one is 20. And this was the L20, this was the Gare, and the L18, these are the here one. So we are not getting any hot water flow in 18 and 20, we are getting in 19. So where we get high in the wells, we drill two wells. So in 35 meters, we drill another well, and we also get there the hot water flow. And another question is Tattapani. That is, in drilling we get in Tattapani also in drilling, if the temperature was around 35 degrees centigrade, it is sulfur water. Depleted sulfur well we are getting. And in that area, CGW will drill 3 wells, maximum depth 400 meter and 354 meters. So EW and OW we got the hot water flow. And this Gare is 10 kilometer and Jerwari is 40 kilometer from Tamnar. They have no water flow. But GSI has also drilled wells during that time. I think 2 wells, it was around temperature was 52 degrees centigrade. They are, I think depth was 400 or 500 meter. Our depth was 350 or 400 meters. So they are temperature of 52 degrees centigrade and CGW well that was 45 degrees centigrade. And these are the main 3 formation students, and these are the basement crystallines. This is the Tattapani basement crystallines. Then comes the Chhattisgarh Basin, and youngest is the Gondwana rocks. And here, actually I am summarizing here that this is Tamnar hot flow. This one is Tamnar hot water flow. Because this is the Tamnar hot water flow. Then second comes the Tattapani. This one is the Tattapani, and third one is the Kukri area. So this one will also drill 300 to 400 meter. We are getting sulphurous, and this is the Kukri area. This is a hot spring like your Tattapani. That was 35 degrees centigrade and discharge was 20 LPM. That data is mainly from the 94-95. And last slide is what is its present status. And this well was drilled in 1994 and complete test was carried in 2001. So this was the situation. And the artisanality in artisan condition head was around 6 meter. That is EW, OW, we did the pumping test. Then this, we did our expert well observation by transmissivity and storativity. Transmissivity expert well around 23 and observation well was around 29 and storativity 2.16 into 10 per minus 4 is a confined aquifer. Then this is the autoflow zone and our normal autoflow zone designated. Then this one down, number 3 is Tamnar, then this is the Tattapani, and this is a geothermal zone designated in our earlier studies. And CGW carries out our exploration here. We are getting all 3 types. In Raigad district, we are getting all 3 types. These are the basement crystallines. These are the Gondwana, and this is the Chhattisgarh Basin. And you can say it is a triple junction. We are getting the Chhattisgarh Basin, the crystallines and the Gondwana. Here, depth of weathered zone. Up to what depth we put the casing, that is the maximum. In 20 to 30 meters. This is a tectonic zone or fault zone, that is active. Then also we have plotted the yield. So all 3 formations are there. Best yield we get in Chhattisgarh Basin. We get in Chhattisgarh Basin, that's why it is more exploited from sustainable groundwater point of view. These are the white one is low yielding. So in granite is generally in fractions we get the water. So in Chhattisgarh Basin yield is high, and in Gondwana it is medium, and the crystallines it is very low. Then this is the Indian Gondwana basins. So Tattapani may be towards this side, this one is a little bit south. And during my study in Odisha, that was also in 2000-2002, I encountered a hot water autoflow well. This is the hot water autoflow well. That is built by GSI. It was around 340 meters, and this is the coal mines. So at the boundary, that is the, which was the Gondwana Garden, and at the boundary we get the deep seated fractures. Then just Parnam to district little bit I will touch. This is here. Yeah, it is already told. This is the Gondwana rocks, and these are the basement crystallines. So here it is the Tattapani hot spring, and here also the depth of weather zone that is around 20 to 25 meter in the district, because it is highly active weather zone. And this also we have prepared the field map. These are the crystallines and these are the Gondwana rocks. This I think sir made phone call to me, I think. And after phone came, the water sample is submitted. That is the analysis of this. That sample I had got yesterday only. So sir phone me हमको किया लेकिन
which will also give us some report.
Yesterday I only got the report from the presentation. So they is already told it is alkaline. 3 samples were it is alkaline. EC is around 600 to 600. 50, and we are getting high chloride, 18.9, 18.2 and 18.1. And this is a Tamnar, old Tata quality. Sorry, it is more or higher? It is very low. Our chemistry is there, I think. They have already told us, silica value?
It is a silicate value, sir. It is a silicate value. Then it is too many times it is determined 2 or 3 samples. The same value is occurred. It means silica concentration in our observation is this only.
Acha. In our chemistry has analyzed this sample actually.
Can you repeat what it is?
Yeah. Sir, it is done by the spectrophotometric method, and it is silicate, not silica. It is 46 in 2 or 3 determination. It is a silicate. Silica means silica will be less than this only. Less than this.
Alkaline EC was around 362, and I have not seen that data. I was told by the hydrogeologist of that time the uranium was more than 30 microgram per liter, but I have not seen that. So rather than this also I have discussed with our hydrogeologist, our Bodhankar Saab may be doing. I discussed all these things with Dr. Mukherjee and C.R. Verma, because in 1994-95 I was also not in this department, because I had to present, I collected all the data and now it will be in our office also. So one, they suggested that Gondwana formations in Chhattisgarh, they are never underlain. Oldest struck in the basement crystallines, then the Chhattisgarh basin, then the Gondwana. But Gondwana is never underlain by Chhattisgarh basin, it is always underlain by the basement crystallines. So it might have formed in different places, and later on they were juxtaposed like your Himalayas. And this is the present position. Just I took help from PhD, and that time it was 6 meter autoflow, and this first one is the GSI well. The first one is the CGW well, that it is not autoflow and present is not working also. and it is learned that the head has gone down because it is agriculture extensive area and also coal mining area. It has gone down, that's why it is defunct. Another option is also there, if the well is already 30 years completed, so it has collapsed. Whether it is in working condition or not, that has to be said. And second one, that is well drilled by GSI. So both are now defunct wells, and CGW well was defunct 4 to 5 years back, and it was around, GSI well was around 10 years back. So thank you, that's about my presentation. It was short also to save time.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your presentation. The next presentation is by Dr. B. Prashant K. Patro from CSI NGRA. Sir, request you.
Last time now, so I try to make it short and make it a little bit interesting so that we can do this talk. Since morning dependency is discussed, net 23, so this means it shows how important this border is, and all of us are discussing about this. Today the first talk was Dr. Labari, who has brought out the importance of geophysics in mapping these reservoirs and different parameters like density, velocity, resistivity, different parameters in property notice and thermal properties. So in my brief talk, I will be presenting one important parameter, that is resistivity parameters, and how we are going to tap this parameter, image this parameter by using a technique known as magnetic units. I will be presenting. And this image, what you see here, the middle one, that the geothermal system, when you map the geothermal system, it shows different resistivity variations. For example, you can see the different 100 ohm meter, 10 ohm meter, all this, they come up with a kind of resistivity feature which help us to map this geothermal reservoir and quantify it. Okay, before I progress further, I would like to thank, because see, in NGRA, the geothermal studies have been carried out since 80s. So I would like to thank the directors who have been supporting for this study, including the present director who has spearheaded this further even catalyst to the geothermal studies in NGRA. I received funding from different agencies like Gemini, TPC, and all my colleagues at NGRA who has kept on working on this important project. I see this slide, but just to bring this connection that different properties are important, but I will be focusing only the resistivity property using megadeltas. Well, the different geothermal system can exist. Since morning we have been seeing, studying from several corridor, two possibilities would be there. One is magmatic origin and non-magmatic origin. In either case, we are trying to map the fluid, its pathways, its extensions. So that is where the resistivity plays a very important role, because when trying to map the fluid, we can get a composition and mineralogy, and where these techniques play a vital role. One of these images, what I am showing from a frontally volcano field, where three-dimensional MT was carried out, and they could image the geothermal source and its extensions. So the idea is that if you do such kind of studies in India, in different geothermal fields, then we could map this and we can answer many of these questions, the extensions, and that in turn will help us to quantify properly and will help the policymakers to take a good decision. Well, at NGRA, we have been working in different areas like Ladakh, like Puga Chumata in Panami, and Tapovan Badina, Tattapani in Suraskan also, and also Konkan geothermal system. This is the study that was carried out in 2001 in Puga, and the present drilling, what is going on in Puga, has got major input from NGRA. This image, what you see, this red part, there is good conductors, and the blue part is bad conductors. So this is the geothermal reservoir which was mapped, which has got the surface extension, and this played a vital role in making the decision what this ONGC is now going ahead in Delhi. Right now, we are engaged in further study in the Panamic region, and also we try to enhance our data set by adding more data sets in Puga and Chumatan. Well, coming back to today's presentation, is Tattapani here. As I said, at NGRA, we started working Tattapani region in the 80s. That is the time where we were developing a telluric equipment. These telluric equipments, they try to measure the natural variations of electric field on the surface. By doing that, we could image these conductive zones. That was the initial period of mapping this geothermal field in Tattapani. Subsequently, NGRA did MD studies at 2 different stages. This is the, by now everybody, all of us know this map, the physical map. We are having this one patch here, and this is Tattapani fault. This plus signs, they are the empty locations, they are there. We have got around 65 stations we have covered there with 2 different projects. And one of the projects that Sarupur was involved. So we had some idea about this reservoir from early kind of modeling, potential modeling. But here we thought that we would try to understand this reservoir. If you reconnect this with the previous figure, we want to have a 3-dimensional figure so that we can see the extension of it. Maybe we can discuss about the drilling part a little later in the discussion part, because most of the Tattapani fault acts as the boundary, the southern boundary of this Gondwana basin, coal-bearing Gondwana basin. So how the data looks, the empty data looks like we have got, this is a typical data set, like you can see the red and blue part, the field circle and everything. And this is about 100 ohm starts, which is close to the fault zone. So if you go away from the fault zone, we got 1000 ohm. So the data itself tells you where you are, and this helps us further in identifying this fault zone and its assessment. Once you model these data sets, you get this conductive anomalies, conductive layers. These are the very important layers which are useful for further developing the model. So a 3D model was established, taking all these 65 stations. These are the lines. And one more thing that we have been discussing, the nature of the reservoir. A conical shape has been proposed from the thermal map. So what we see in the electrical image also, if you go down, the reservoir size is increasing. So this is the boundary, what you can see, the red one. If you go deeper, and then the boundary is shallow on the top. So this is how the reservoir size is increasing, and A, B, C, D are the 4 profiles that are taken out from the 3D model. You can see at this boundary, we are almost getting away from all these disturbances. All these faults, whatever you see, they are no more existing here. So this shows that we have got a quite big barrier which is coming out at this place, and which is stopping all these activities. Beyond that, it is no more, it's a very pleasant one, undisturbed one. So the idea is that to make a 3D model is how we can present different sections like longitudinal and latitudinal section. So this is that Tattapani fault, and the main spring is here. This is spring. You can see conductive body which is sitting beneath the spring, and it has got a direct connection to the deeper reservoir. Whereas we have got another single conductive body north of this zone, but we don't see any thermal spring connected to that. But they might get connected at subsurface level. So why I am bringing up this point? Because this gives us more confidence when designing the quantifying the reservoir. So that will tell us the generation of this. Similarly, you can see this is a boundary that I told you. So the subsurface conductive is stopping here. So lot of, what we are talking about the drilling activities, so that this will have a guidance for some drilling activities. So once you scan through the map, the model from west to east, you can see the genesis of the faults which are starting from the depth and coming to the shallow level, and they disappear after some time. And here they are branching out and they are getting connected to the deeper reservoir. So this kind of activities that engineering plans to do, which will have a better quantification. And with these basic things, we will try to integrate with other parameters now into this. I just like to conclude here by saying that we have been engaged in resource making since 80, and we have a very focused plan at NGRA now, focusing in Tattapani. We understand the Tattapani multi-parametric approach, and we are eager to collaborate. We collaborate with all the industry partners to fulfill the dream of energy independence. Thank you very much.
Any questions?
Sir? Depth of reservoir, like we got up to 1.5 kilometer down, and which seems to be connecting to huge body. So that was my question to Bhattacharya, what could be the source? But we are seeing a huge body there.
Good afternoon, everyone again. In fact, thank you so much to all the presenters for bringing out the importance of geothermal scenario and also the connection to the Tattapani region. I would like to put one or two questions first and conclude the same. Sir, Mukherjee sir, Bhattacharya sir. Yeah. I want to continue the same thing, like the source for this Tattapani region. What you saw in my slide is that we are getting a huge source. And in this setup of CA2 setup, do you expect that the source will be really used, or it is more localized to only this 2 by 2 kilometer or 3 by 2 kilometer?
So, actually, see that these Tattapani is not a higher source of one transverse section. Tattapani is transected by number of cross faults are there. So whenever this reservoir is continuing, must be it will be is that through the cross faults also material water are coming and it is going again to this hot source. And the hot source obviously at that 1.5 kilometer depth. What is the temperature will be there? Temperature must be at that level almost 30 plus around 60. There are only 150 there must be some other sources. Those sources are geological, but no, when I
actually, we were discussing about the borewell. You say that the hard work drilling is a difficult task. So my thought would be, why can't we go through Gondwana side? Because you see the reservoir is extending to Gondwana side. And
sir, I have to say that in the Gondwana side, almost 70-80 boreholes are there from GSI. Now all those boreholes are targeting here for this coal exploration. So whenever we are getting the hard rock, the basement, the drills will be stopped. Drilling will be stopped. So that's why for this purpose no drill has been done. But they say no drilling has been done in that side. In those boreholes, temperature, the surface temperature it is coming. This time we have also got, and it is yes, 50 to 60. Yes, one borehole is there. It is still I am remembering it is clearly whether it block is there. Clearly, here it is almost 50 degrees. So what is the basement? Basement there we have built up to 1200 meter or like that. And beyond that, our drilling will not go. So that has been stopped after touching the basement. 1200 meter, right? No. Those photos, it is way back 20 years, something like that.
So drilling in hard rock may be officially difficult, but it is feasible, and the technology is proven. Okay. Now when you are going to Puga also it's a hard rock. So the thing is, no doubt there may be some slight challenges, but it's a proven technology and it's very different
organizations on the same subject, on the same borehole, on the same technology. But difference is there. So So what I suggest is you can put all together all these things and correct the authenticity of those data. Because investors see those data. Without investor, you cannot go for power generation. So if you can correct the data, whatever mismatch is there, somebody says it is 70 degrees, 100 degrees. So what is the fact you can verify and put it in even engineering and take up this task in their present state. Let the data be one and everybody speak in the same language.
And also as a list particularly for the Tattapani. We can have one small group which will have relation of this data and reservoir that will help the comparison.
So, thank you, sir.
First of all, my compliments to all the speakers who have shared their instruction for us on this very important issue.
So, Mike.
Very important topic on renewable resource. What I understood after listening all the talks that quite a number of works have been done in this. But however, in order to go for a realization of it, probably we should have a very constrained, very well constrained parameter should be there. Otherwise, we may miss the point where we should go for drilling. But engineering has a limitation, but we cannot go for a drilling. It should be either taken by ONGC or Oil India Limited, who are very good expertise in drilling. Like your MT has shown that there will be two sources are there. So which one is should be the good one to go for the drilling is actually important thing. But well said, sir, Yanisa, that the geophysical survey will be very important for here to constrain the whole reservoir, the nature of the water, the probability, porosity of the medium, how it is varying with time. So we took this one as a research aspect, and CSR has also supported and few agencies also. So whatever the data, whatever the results we will get in the future or near future soon, we are really going to share all these things to any agency or stakeholders who will take it forward. So with this, I think it's from my side I wanted to say. So thank you very much for this, and thank you very much all of you who joined this very important meeting. Thank you. The first speaker is Dr. Labani Ji, CSR.
Please wait. Thankful to Director NGRI for giving us this opportunity to be a part of it. Although we are a scientific, we are not active scientific institution, but we are an academic institution from where we can give you manpower. You need manpower, so definitely we can contribute to that. And the deliberations today will help our students to understand the intricacies, what they learn in theory, how it is applied in practical. And if 10% of them they are willing to join NGRI, that will be our achievement. To commemorate this event, on behalf of Pandit Ravi Shankar Shukla University and on behalf of the Innovation Institution Innovation Council, we have Dr. Kavita Thakur with us, who is the chairman of the council. We would like to felicitate the speakers as well as the local organizing committee members from the organizer, from the co-organizers. So I will now invite Dr. Labani Ray from CSIR NGRI. Thank you, madam, for giving us an opportunity.
यादव जी
Thank you. Opening function, but still for this, it has been extended to us through CREDA. We are thankful to them. Dr. Sudeep Bhattacharya, PDG, GSI Raipur. Dr. Sanjay Kumar Mukherjee, ONGC Dehradun. Dr. Prabir K. Nayak, Regional Director, CGWB Raipur. Dr. P.K. Patro, CSIR, NGRI. Thank you all the speakers for your hard work which you have in very effectively you have put in very simple words before the August gathering. Now the major stakeholders or say the major people who are responsible for the success of this whole event, the organizing committee members who have put in their efforts. I invite Dr. K. Ram Mohan from CSIR and GRI. Dr. Vishwajit Mandal from CSIR and GRI. Shri R.S. Bharpuni from CREDA. Shri Vijay Kumar from CREDA. Shri Akash Sharma from CREDA. Then we have Dr. D.C. Jharia from NIT Raipur. Okay, Dr. Jharia is not here. Dr. Neeraj Vishwakarma. He is not. Okay. Then the three persons whom we have, with whom we have worked. Dr. M. Satyanarayanan. And Dr. Nagaraju Odugu. Thank you very much. So it was a great moment for us on academic front, and we look forward through the MOU to continue with this legacy of that MOU to continue with us. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Here I also would like to felicitate some of the activity engaged in this event. So in this connection, now I invite our director, Dr. Prakash Marti, to felicitate process. The first one is Professor Golankarji, who is really engaged is also actively working in the organizing committee.
So this was an opportunity which we could not miss because the MOU we will retire, but the students will be benefited.
Thank you. Now I invite Sri Rajiv Gyani from FRIDA. He is also one of the organizing committee members for his continuous support from in all the directions to successfully conducting this event. Okay, thank you very much, one and all, for patient listening. Though we are crossing the lunch hour, but before lunch there is a small thing. We will have a group photo outside of this building. Please join us. After a photograph, yes. After the photograph, we will join. लेकर आप दे दिया हाँ तो वही रिकॉर्ड कर रहा हूँ राजू बोलता रुको रुको हाँ सेम टू सेम रिकॉर्ड हो रहा है
यहाँ से स्टार्ट करिए ऐसे
आता जगह आप ही
ठीक है छोड़ दो
सर इस तरह से
हाँ
यहाँ से लीजिए ये परवान
हो गया क्या
चल